Presents WWE Backlash. You are looking live at the sold-out Enterprise Center in downtown St. Louis, Missouri. We are sold out with 17,155 WWE fans on hand for WWE Backlash.
Not much. It just started, by the way. Who about to wrestle LA Knight?
Hello again, everybody, and ringside tonight, I'm Michael Cole from Monday Night Raw. He's my parent from Friday Night SmackDown. Our normal partner, Pat McAfee, not here tonight. You can see us match with Gunther later on. But what a way to kick off the night for the U.S. title. Yeah, what is one? It's been one of the most physical matches of the year. Championship on the line. At Arena Nadal, battling out to all the megastar, L.A. Knight. Tremendous statistics from our Jackie Benton during the countdown show. LA Knight has been extremely successful so far in 2025. McIntyre's career. Well, just cast your eyes on Drew McIntyre. That physique is undeniably fat. But the grimace on the face tells its story. Drew McIntyre is livid that he is in a fatal four-way matchup this evening instead of a one-on-one match after winning a #1 contenders match on SmackDown a couple of weeks ago. He aims to make his three opponents pay this evening. McIntyre yesterday on SmackDown did connect with a claymore to the jaw of the champ Jacob Fatu. That could be the pathway to victory and goal tonight for McIntyre. And a win here, capturing the United States Championship, will make Drew McIntyre a Grand Slam champ. Damian Priest is a former United States champion. Would love to win the gold back here tonight. No one will ever forget Backlash 2 years ago in Puerto Rico. Damian Priest and Bad Bunny. One of the most incredible matchups we've seen at this event as we celebrate the 20th Backlash here tonight. Damian Priest has a major point to prove after losing the Sin City Street Fight at WrestleMania 41 to one of his opponents tonight, Drew McIntyre, something the Street King Priest wants to make good this evening. And tonight, Backlash is brought to you in part by Papa John's. Order pizza and more for delivery tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, the United States Champion Jacob Fatu has never been pinned or made to submit since his arrival here in WWE. The interesting thing about this matchup tonight, Wade, is he doesn't have to be pinned or be submitted in order to lose his United States Championship, because the first man to get pinfall or submission becomes the champion. Yeah, that's why Drew McIntyre's reaction to this becoming a fatal four-way is a little surprising to me. I think the pathway to victory for LA Knight, Damian Priest, and indeed the Scottish Terminator McIntyre is that much easier in that they don't have to pin the current champion, a man who may well be unpinnable. Jacob Fatu is staring across the ring at that man, LA Knight. The man Fatu defeated at WrestleMania in an incredible match for the United States title. What a shock. McIntyre has a scowl on his face as he makes his way to the ring to officially begin this match for the prestigious United States Championship. Dozens of WWE Hall of Famers have held this title over the years. Of course, the very first crowned back in 1974, someone who this part of the world knows very well, the late great Harley Race, the first ever United States champion and inspiration for many men in the current roster of WWE. So, great strategy tonight for these men in this match.
Avoid the man that the world is chanting the name of right now, Jacob Fatu. Try and focus all of your energies on softening up one of the other two and stay out of this cold, violent barbarian's way.
Yeah, and no surprise that the two rivalries that split off to start this match, Fatu and LA Knight, and of course, McIntyre and Priest. We talked a lot on the Countdown show whether Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest, nearly 14-month rivalry with each other, would possibly cost them in this match tonight.
Immediately vacating the ring and leaving the
Oh!
to the champ with the former.
Oh, look at that!
Oh my God!
Neckbreaker by Knight as Fatu went head first off the post, and Priest now into the ring.
Priest and LA Knight were tagging together last night. The second the match ended, they started throwing fists at one another. All bets are off now, every man for himself.
And LA Knight now. Oh, and there's that slingshot. Shoulder right to the chest of Jacob Fatu. Oh, and look at Fatu driven into LA Knight's knees, and LA Knight focused here in the early going tonight.
Hot out of the blocks is the megastar. He wants his gold back.
And LA Knight now. Oh, DDT. Grants Damian Priest. And Knight is so focused here, Wade.
Well, this has been an absolute cakewalk thus far for the megastar. But putting one of these men down for the 3 count is a very tall order this early in the match.
Fatu going for the Samoa drop, but again, LA Knight counters it. And here's the cover now. And a kick out by Fatu off that inverted DDT by LA Knight.
It's been a 2-minute highlight reel of LA Knight's ability thus far. This was not what anyone was anticipating. But you do fear the megastar may well run out of steam at this kind of pace.
And Damian Priest goes after Jacob Fatu as the champion starts to fight back. Remember, Knight was embarrassed at the way that he lost at WrestleMania. It was a great match, but he did not want to lose the title on the grand stage. Oh, and a big elbow drops Fatu again.
Cohesion between Priest and the megastar once again. What do you think is so far in a match like this?
A temporary alliance formed here, because remember, it's every man for himself when it comes to a fatal 4-way. Fatu driven into the post. Now LA Knight, just like I said, temporary alliance.
Well, I like the alliance in taking out Jacob Fatu. Oh my God,
Pulled by McIntyre.
absolute domineering powerhouse.
Priest planted on the spine buster. This is basically expected. Neckbreaker.
It's not a pace that can be kept up for long, not with the mass of these bodies. These are 4 huge competitors.
Neckbreaker. Jacob Fatu, and after a trio of neckbreakers, Drew McIntyre is going to wow us with his athleticism into a kip-up. That's a 275-pound man, ladies and gentlemen.
Just an unfair number of gifts bestowed upon Drew McIntyre.
McIntyre looking for a Claymore, and he's intercepted by LA Knight. You talked about it earlier. The Claymore to Fatu last night almost repeated itself here 24 hours later.
Well, we've seen time and time again already in this match the inherent problem of a fatal 4-way. There is always a fresh opponent lurking and waiting to strike when you least expect it.
That step-up kick by Priest, and Fatu now on the top rope. Damian Priest going to go up high as well. So agile, and a Hurricane Rana sends Fatu across the ring.
Those 6'5" superstars should be capable of moves like that.
And Priest,
just one wrinkle in the massive playbook of this powerful Puerto Rican.
and now Damian Priest takes out Fatu on the other side. On that flatliner, taking out LA Knight. McIntyre finds his way back into the ring as well. Priest turns his attention again to the champion. And a big kick by Priest again. This cost Priest, if you remember, this move here, old school from the top ropes against McIntyre WrestleMania. But it turns into a crossbody.
It cost him this time, worked perfectly.
Now a big clothesline turns Fatu inside out.
And Jacob Fatu has got zero momentum so far in this matchup. The other trio at moments have looked like they're closing in on victory.
Perhaps that facade of invincibility is being chipped away on Fatu by the other three competitors.
Focus their biggest offense on Jacob Fatu, perhaps realizing he is the most durable threat in the matchup.
Big heel kick by Damian Priest, who now finds himself in control.
I'm impressed because Priest is in control and he's not breathing heavy at all. This deep into a matchup for a lot of offense. Wake up.
Oh, wait, this now Fatu. Someone drop out of the barricade. Interesting, he said that about Priest. I talked to him earlier today. He said ever since WrestleMania, he's increased his cardio. He's tightened up the diet, and I have no interest in being anywhere near this man because he is completely unhinged. Here's a man who, I've told this story before, spent a number of times in jail, got out, had to sleep on a mattress. Said, I'm never going back there again. I'm going to become a wrestler. I'm going to make some money. And I'm going to destroy people in the process. I'm going to use that killer instinct that I learned in jail and take it out on everybody here in WWE.
Well, we've got two alpha males from opposite sides of the planet about to square off.
No back down in either one of these men. McIntyre and Fatu.
All gas, no brakes doesn't do you any good when you hit a brick wall. That's the words of McIntyre.
Quite the moment building here in St. Louis. Fatu and McIntyre exchanging blows. Now it's McIntyre's a bit wobbly. But a headbutt today. Drew and a big shoulder.
Drew McIntyre might be about to get dog walked.
Pop up somewhere.
You know what I mean?
What?
What he says, this guy's a quote machine. You translate that? Do you know what I mean?
Oh, got it. Oh, into the corner. Paying homage to, of course, Umaga and Rikishi.
Not the kind of guy I want to have many conversations with, but like everyone else, I want to stare on in awe at the power of Jacob Fatu.
Yeah, I made sure there was a table between us when I spoke to them earlier.
Stay a safe distance away from this man. The problem is he can close distance in double quick time.
Indeed, it is an incredible athlete for his size, the power, and the agility, the strength and the quickness, the high-impact offensive style.
He's also absorbed more punishment than anyone else in this matchup, yet now he is firmly in control.
Yeah, but that was what I tell you. It took a little bit too much time there. McIntyre right in the eyes. The official can do nothing because remember, no disqualification in a fatal four-way match.
You simply got to go savage against Jacob Fatu. Do what you got to do to get it done.
Now LA Knight. Lost McIntyre. Now stops away in the midsection of McIntyre. McIntyre's in trouble now.
Feel that frenzy of energy taking over this place.
LA Knight into the corner. McIntyre not able to do anything as LA Knight now heads to the top rope. Time to go to work on the champ. Not too able to knock him away.
The Priest down, McIntyre tied up. This is effectively a one-on-one match. This is where you need to get get victory here.
What the hell is Fatu thinking? And look at the core strength of McIntyre as he sends Fatu in the night, and Jacob Fatu follows it up.
Oh, what an incredible pivot from
Jacob suicide drive and Priest driven into the announce table. Jacob Fatu has him on their feet in St. Louis.
This guy is an absolute athletic freak, and he's closing in on the kill.
Squad taught from the top. And LA Knight, the first cover. Priest, sent to heaven. Claymore by McIntyre.
All of the mutes.
Priest in the cover. Priest in the cover. McIntyre frustrates up. Priest almost is able to steal it.
Oh God, talking about stealing defeat from the jaws of victory. McIntyre almost falling on his own shoulder.
This is absolutely incredible. First spot two with the swan time, but that wasn't it, Wade.
Unloading all of the heavy artillery. Do not turn your back, do not celebrate. BFT for the megastar, followed immediately by the crushing sound of heaven. And then McIntyre hitting the big one.
All four men are down. It's for the prestigious United States Championship. Incredible electricity here, 17,000 plus in St. Louis.
Two things guaranteed to win. You need to take your body to places your opponents won't. And secondly, all four of these men are going to need major medical intervention when this one is over.
Well, maybe not part two. He's back to his feet and shaking and juking and driving. And now, oh! McIntyre caught him. And now Drew, looking at the future shot. DDT!
About that medical attention, Cole.
And Fatu now rolls out to the apron. LA Knight able to counter. Look for the BFT. LA Knight got caught up with Fatu, rolled out of the ring. And now McIntyre having a shock again. I should say the future shocked again by McIntyre. Kick off now by Drew.
We're all feeling the aftershocks of the level of impacts these competitors are absorbing. Drew's cooking something up here like a tightly coiled
Claymore! Drew McIntyre into the cover. Hooks the leg. And Priest pulled the rug out before a 3 count. Ref can't do anything, no disqualification. And once again, Damian Priest has screwed Drew McIntyre out of a championship.
perfectly legal but incredibly underhanded. Priest just haunting the career of Drew McIntyre.
Again, Wayne, we talked about this earlier tonight. With this animosity between these two men spill out and cost him the match. Priest just cost McIntyre a title again. Meanwhile, Fatu back into the ring.
This is just playing into the hands of Jacob Fatu and potentially LA Knight.
Maybe Fatu because he's just delivering headbutt after headbutt tonight. And that's, for all intents and purposes, is turning into a one-on-one matchup because McIntyre and Priest are down, and the timekeeper's there. And it's back to the moonsault. Knight rolled out of harm's way. Now it's LA Knight's turn.
It's the moonsault that has taken everyone out. LA Knight just getting away in the nick of time. What does everybody want?
On the top rope, big elbow, down goes the champ. Knight now, top rope again. Delivers the elbow to the heart of Fatu. Knight into the cover to retain, since they regain his championship. And we got it 2.5.
So smart of the megastar. You have to stack offense against something. Wait a second.
Meanwhile, the fight between McIntyre and Priest is now spilled out onto the floor seats of the WWE fans here. McIntyre turned off an equipment case and now talking trash to the camera.
Well, you certainly can't win a match all the way out there. These two completely focused on one another and not victory at this point, it seems.
And how they going now? McIntyre and Priest up in that area to where our audio and our video equipment are all stored. Those massive crates.
Nothing positive ever happens from this position.
Now up top, McIntyre looking to take Priest out of the entire equation.
There's a long, long drop call.
Priest now.
Breaking the eyeballs of McIntyre.
Little payback. And again, the rage, the disdain between these two coming to a boiling point tonight. Priest lifting McIntyre and choke slam all the way to the floor.
My God, there was a kamikaze south of heaven taking out McIntyre, but at what cost?
McIntyre's down. Priest is down. LA Knight and Fatu are down at ringside as we take another look. Watch this impact wave.
Oh my God, a standard south of heaven is bad enough, but with the elevated height pushing through the table, both men were rolling right up, and it's such as though
speculated about this earlier. Would it affect these two men in this match? And apparently it has, Wade.
Well, medical staff have understandably sprinted out here. That may have been an error from Damian Priest, who saw the red rag before his eyes. The mist descended, and there is now a somber chill in the air as these two men are in great danger.
And again, remember, Wade, there are no countouts, there are no disqualifications. This matchup ends only with pinfall or submission. So LA Knight, realizing that, trying to take advantage as he sends the champ Fatu into the ring post.
Well, I'm completely writing off McIntyre and Priest. Oh, God, at this point, this is a one-on-one match, and it's getting really, really ugly.
And now Fatu on our announce table. The hood of the announce table compressing into our laps, and now using the front of the announce table as a weapon to Fatu. Jacob now worked on the announce table here.
The referee's completely unable to prevent any of this carnage going on. Match continues.
LA Knight now. Knight heading up to the second rope. And look who's here. Solo Sikoa pulling Jacob Fatu off the announce table and maybe saving his championship.
He's to have backup in this game, and LA Knight just knew that his chance of victory was begging.
Look out! A clothesline! Who the hell? Oh my God! Wait!
What the?
That's one of the biggest free agents on the planet!
Oh my God!
That's Jeff Cobb! Assaulting LA Knight, sending him to the post!
Apparently did Solo Sikoa's dirty work for him.
Well, LA Knight completely blindsided, has absolutely no idea what hit him or who hit him.
This guy is just a ball of muscle and menace.
He just crushed Knight's spine against the ring post. And now sends Knight back into the ring. Fatu now coming to at ringside. Damage has been done by that man. And now Jacob Fatu is going to continue the assault on a now defenseless LA Knight again. Wade, Fatu looks as perplexed as the rest of us.
Well, whatever the deal, Solo Sikoa has struck here. But Taylor apparently had no clue.
And Fatu retains the United States Championship.
Thanks to that intervention mark. It does not appear that Jacob Fatu wanted anything or any help whatsoever.
Jacob Fatu wins the fatal four-way match for the United States Championship. Wade, remember what Solo Sikoa said last night on SmackDown? He said, I'm out of soldiers. You gotta wonder if this man knows soldiers.
I'm used to everyone in the WWE wanting a piece of me. But now that I lose the whole spice cracker dog, I gotta look out for everyone else. I get it. They all want the 24/7 push. Leave them alone. Grandma knows a good smell. When he tastes it, now I'm the old spice guy. Oh, I'm the old spice guy.
Tickets available soon. Well, folks, the General Entertainment Authority, in cooperation with WWE, has announced that United Champions will be held at Kingdom Arena in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, Saturday, June 28th. Friday Night SmackDown emanates from Kingdom Arena the night before. This marks the first time SmackDown will be held in Saudi Arabia's capital. General ticket sale information and further event updates available in the upcoming weeks. And tonight, WWE Backlash, presented by Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. Injured, go to morganpeople.com. Lots to talk about already as we get set for the Backlash post immediately following the main event here tonight on Peacock, WWE social media channel. Jackie Peter and video break things down. You see the array of special guests going to be on the event later on tonight. Our main event tonight, here in St. Louis, Missouri, John Cena versus Randy Orton. Their storied rivalry began 25 years ago. They've had 23 one-on-one matches in their career. Tonight could be the final time they meet in WWE. But before we get there, it's a heated rivalry born in betrayal. Lyra Valkyria wants to claim redemption as she faces off with Becky Lynch in a match for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. Will Lyra finally strike back at the fan and settle the score? It's an all-Irish showdown. The Women's Intercontinental Championship up next. Rated R. Hey.
You've got to see this.
Epic Universe, only at Universal Orlando Resort.
Consumer Reports used over 50 road tests, owner surveys, and safety ratings from IIHS to name Subaru their 2025 most reliable and best overall automotive brand. Safe, reliable, trusted. Subaru. When you wake up with pink eye, you get your prescription fast with Walmart Express Delivery. No one else Walmart could deliver that fast. Ooh. Chicken? Bueller. Life moves pretty fast. If you're not using Walmart Express Delivery for your prescription, you could miss out. This Mother's Day, luxury is how Mom defines it. Of course, you might define it in a few ways. Celebrate Mom luxuriously with 20% off store-wide through Mother's Day. Did you put this out? Only at Dinner Tunes.
Check out BetMGM Originals, bets you can't find anywhere else. Bet for a player to score over 40 points or the double back when a player makes 2 consecutive three-pointers. And Brandon Freeze, 10 threes scored in the first quarter. And so many more. New customers get one offer up to $1,500 paid in bonus bets if you don't win. BetMGM, the sportsbook where we know how to treat you right. Download the app to bet.
Hey, gotta find my door.
Hey, put the package back. Ring, you can make it delivered for me.
With low prices store-wide. Eat well for less at Whole Foods Market.
New Mountain Dew Mango Rush is a delicious kick of mango flavor, and you can only get it at Little Caesars because of our Mango Rush treat.
Okay, will you do another Mango Rush? On it. Take your time. How many do you need? Just one?
He's Employee of the Month. New Mountain Dew Mango Rush is only at Little Caesars, only for a limited time. Scheduled for one more. It's for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. Introducing first, the challenger, It's been nearly a year since Becky Lynch has been in a one-on-one match here at WWE. She lost a steel cage match to Liv Morgan at that point in time. Had a couple of tag team matchups, of course, at WrestleMania, and then the night that she turned on Lyra Valkyria. Will that come into play tonight, ladies? She really hasn't had this match in a year.
I think she's fine. She's absolutely ready. She's blind. Class is permanent. You shake off the ring rust in a heartbeat when you're as good as Becky Lynch.
And this match is sponsored tonight by Cricket. Fast and powerful nationwide 5G coverage. You can stress less, smile more. Becky Lynch, a 7-time world champion. Well, Rumble winner, a couple-time tag team champ, former NXT women's champion as well.
And all now gets a chance to add one more in the form of the Women's Intercontinental Championship.
And her opponent from Dublin, Ireland, she is the Women's Intercontinental Champion, Lyra Valkyria. She won a 12-person tournament to become the inaugural Women's Intercontinental Champion back in January. Very proud champion, holding the title for 100+ days. You learn that it was Becky Lynch, the woman who attacked Bayley, who was supposed to team with Lyra Valkyria for the tag titles at WrestleMania. Becky and Lyra would go on to win the titles, and then Becky would turn her back on this woman, a woman who looked up, idolized Becky Lynch. She was a protege of sorts, only to be betrayed after losing the tag team championship match.
Ultimate feel-good story when these two won the tag championships at WrestleMania 41, only to capitulate 24 hours later. Lyra Valkyria, I would argue, ruined the triumphant return of one of the biggest names in the industry after an 11-month absence.
Yeah, well, Becky Lynch forcing her way to that matchup after attacking Bayley. Nonetheless, this is for the Intercontinental Championship. Lyra Valkyria, Becky Lynch. Lyra does own a victory over Becky back in 2023. Halloween Havoc at NXT. Lyra would beat Becky Lynch to take the NXT Women's Championship.
Many people would argue that was a fluke victory. If you check out exactly how that went down, it was a very quick pin out of nowhere. But Becky Lynch is about to make amends for that tonight.
Well, fluke or not, she won. And if Lyra beats Becky tonight, are you going to call that a fluke as well, Wade?
If she does it in a fluky way, I certainly will.
Referee Jessica Carr going to have her hands full in this matchup here tonight. In an interview with Sports Illustrated, Lyra Valkyria said Becky loved being an idol. She tried to be helpful. Of course she was helping with the women in the locker room, and that has completely changed. Now Becky has become jealous and bitter and wants to take the top spot from anyone she can.
I personally do not agree with that perspective of Lyra Valkyria whatsoever. Becky Lynch continues to show tough love to the young Dubliner, when we formerly idolized Becky Lynch and basically used Becky Lynch as the blueprint to her own success.
I believe one arm drag takedown into the cover. She does get it here. I kick it. Deep arm drag by Becky. Lyra said that Becky Lynch no longer cares who she hurts. Lyra said, I will not be walked on.
That was about a little bit of gratitude from Lyra Valkyria. Becky Lynch has basically given Lyra Valkyria the exact know-how how to make it in this game and become a major star and champion. I thank you occasionally, man.
A lot of thank yous. People protege Becky's looked up to her. Learned a lot from Becky.
And now all she does is badmouth Becky Lynch.
Well, Becky brought that upon herself, and look at this, turning things around. You need move by Valkyria.
This Boston crowd is about to get even worse for Becky Lynch.
And Lyra punishing Lynch here with the Intercontinental title on the line. Will Becky give up here?
This move is equal parts painful and equal parts humiliating. Dominance in the early goings from the youngster Valkyria.
Yeah, this is a great confidence being shown by Lyra here. Slow pace, punishing Becky, making her pay.
Getting some slack in the process. I'm not going to argue the technical acumen of Lyra Valkyria. My God, serve ball.
Yeah, Becky in trouble again. Will she give up to Valkyria with the title on the line? Lyra Valkyria is coming tomorrow. This is not the Lyra Valkyria that Becky faced 2 years ago.
It's not the Lyra Valkyria of 6 weeks ago, and that is thanks to Becky Lynch. It's tough love. It's shown growth in the mindset of Lyra Valkyria.
And look at Valkyria putting on a clinic here against one of the all-time greats. Shoulders are down. Becky's got a kick.
Effectively child's play thus far from Lyra Valkyria.
Waistlock standing switch by Lynch.
Lynch was not expecting.
Oh, look at this! Northern Lights and a kick out by Lynch.
Hell of a bridge, too. Tight pin there. And Becky Lynch on the back foot from the off.
You know, you mentioned it, Wade, that Becky Lynch has brought this out of Lyra, and I agree with you on that point. Lyra's come out of her shell. Much more confident, much more vocal, believes in herself now, has had an incredible title reign. WWE fans are behind her, and Valkyria now with a kick driving Becky to the barricade.
So what you're telling me is there is nothing to the madness of the former mentor, Becky Lynch.
I didn't think Becky expected this out of Lyra, but she's getting it here tonight at Backlash. I really love watching the development of this woman, Lyra Valkyria, world champ. At some point in her future, no doubt about that. Becky Lynch now, and there's the veteran. As Lyra took a bit too much time heading up to the top rope, and now Becky Lynch on the attack.
Yeah, Becky Lynch showing that finesse that has made her a top-level star in this industry. And Becky Lynch, as much as anyone else, did not have an easy climb to the top in this game. Nobody rolled out the red carpet for her. Why the hell should
She was making Becky tap, yup.
Becky wants the Intercontinental title again. She's been a world champ, an NXT champ, tag champ, a Royal Rumble winner. Would love to become the second ever Intercontinental champion, and now really taking it out on Valkyria. She's got to be careful here because Lyra's got the champ's advantage. She's got to be pinned or submitted for Becky to win the title. Here's the cover now by Becky and a kick out at 2.
And it's one thing coming out of the blocks hot. It's another thing riding through that storm and showing you have champion caliber endurance and durability. And right now we're seeing that Becky Lynch is taking the sting out of the tail of Lyra Valkyria.
Yeah, Becky, the veteran, slowing things down, now controlling Lyra. Big slap across the face. This is all mental now, Wade, right? Mind games, establishing dominance.
That's the clear weakness when it comes to Lyra Valkyria against Becky Lynch. Move for move, hold for hold, athleticism for athleticism. You can't put a piece of paper between them. But the mindset of Becky Lynch is conquering. There's still some naivety, some innocence to Lyra Valkyria, and that in this game is a massive problem.
Now Lyra Valkyria able to roll through. Nobody home with Becky. Becky using the ropes to her advantage. And there's the next blow. Becky again looking to win the championship. Shoulders down and a kick out. You know, Big E talked about this with us in the countdown show. The fact that it takes a long time to find yourself in WWE. It doesn't happen in weeks, it doesn't happen in months, it takes years to get to that point. I was just on the cusp of that.
Yeah, verbally, she's certainly already there. These past few weeks, it's been a completely different persona, attitude from Valkyria. Now you have to back that up in-ring, bell-to-bell, with the brightest spotlights on a PLA against one of the very best. It's a tall order.
Becky Lynch, who, again, admitted to attacking Bayley a few weeks ago, and was very vocal about Bayley in recent weeks.
I'll tell you right now, Bayley being taken out of that matchup, effectively allowed these two to win the gold. The end justifies the means. And Lyra Valkyria got the greatest spotlight of her entire career. Thanks to Becky Lynch taking
Oh, is this your
Bayley.
girl? Is this your girl? We want to say thank you. What happened to your girl?
Becky screaming at that man who was the fiance of Lyra Valkyria sitting in the front row here at ringside. And that just ticked Lyra off.
The fact that she's trying to talk to Vicaria's man just diabolical.
Family member, while defeating her and taking away a championship.
For the title. And a kick out. And again, that great mind game by the veteran. Bring out the emotion in Lyra. Force her to make a mistake.
Exactly the level
Diabolical is what it is.
Around her game out to if she wants to be a future Hall of Famer like the man Becky Lynch. Bloody, but in full control is Becky Lynch.
Yeah, but that's how she made her name, right? Bruised and bloody, the man.
With her nose splattered across her face.
Lyra, though, a very defiant Lyra Valkyria with a slap to Becky Lynch. And Lyra now taking the blows from Becky.
Yeah, the audacity of Lyra
What a
Valkyria.
counter! What a counter by Lyra! Trying to set Becky up. Down goes Lynch.
Tremendous power there from Lyra Valkyria, fighting through the pain and that onslaught of slaps from Lynch. And managing to get a little breathing room finally.
It is for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. There's been only one Intercontinental Champion. That would be Lyra Valkyria, holding the title for over 100 days and trying to fight back here against one of the all-time greats in Becky Lynch. And Lyra now with a clothesline, starting to build some momentum. And this is the fire we've been talking about that Lyra's been showing as of late.
This is the adaptive and reflexive brilliance of Lyra Valkyria. Figuring it out as you go along is why she's had so much success thus far.
Cartwheel turned into the Insiguri, follows it up now. And that sit-out powerbomb, cover, and a kick out by
That was a close one.
And Lyra almost pleading with her
That was a
official,
close one.
Jessica Carr. What do I need to do to put Becky away?
It was a nice effort there from Lyra Valkyria. She simply didn't get the height on that powerbomb to put away someone the caliber of Becky Lynch. And that's signs of fatigue on the body of the champion.
It's 17,155 sold out at the Enterprise Center in St. Louis, Missouri tonight for Backlash. Jacob Fatu saw him retain the United States Championship just a few moments ago. And Lyra did the same for the Women's Intercontinental title. Or will Becky Lynch win the gold? What a physical battle, and I'm impressed with the way that Lyra's going toe-to-toe with Becky.
Completely hanging in there, and this is not a position the challenger Lynch wants to find herself in.
From the top rope, in trouble, what a superplex! Lyra able to hold her up there for maximum impact. And Becky able to kick at it too.
Shows you how well-rounded physically Lyra Valkyria truly is. This stalling suplex off the second rope there, connecting flush on the lower back of Becky Lynch, taking out your ability to kick out at just about. Becky Lynch was able to dig deep enough to keep this one going.
WWE fans applauding this great matchup for the Women's Intercontinental title. Becky, nice standing switch by Valkyria. Roll up now, shoulders down. Becky turns it around. Shoulders down on Lyra. Becky trying to use the rope in the official corner. Don't tell me that was instinct, Wade. That was premeditated.
It was a wily veteran move. It just didn't pay off.
And Becky, down goes Valkyria. Cover by Lynch. Can she do it here? Almost had her.
That would have been a 3 count right there.
Becky Lynch is
That would have been a 3
realizing
count right
she
there.
underestimated the resolve of the champion.
That would have been a 3 count.
Valkyria has been outstanding. I expect that every time from Becky Lynch.
There's a physical and mental exhaustion being shown by two of these women as this sold-out crowd looks on. Becky trying to get fired up now. Begging Lyra to get to her feet so Becky can put her away. Looking for the bad handle slam. Counter by Valkyria. Into the corner goes Lynch. And Becky got caught this time. Went to the well once too often, and Lyra was able to capitalize.
Unfortunately for Lynch, she managed to land on her feet.
Over the top and take it out. The challenger.
Immediately pouncing. Lyra Valkyria just when Becky Lynch thought she was out of danger. Nowhere to hide against this woman.
Lyra top rope, leg drop to the back of the neck.
Perry Patia. A move she perfected in NXT UK.
And that slight hesitation, and there, right there, where you see the inexperience.
Complete indecision there. Shot that she had. The former double got. Lynch tried to get her knees up. I don't think she quite connected.
Yeah, but she did a bit. She didn't get all of it, but it was enough. It was just enough. So watch this.
It was that Perry Patia that she won many matches with, took it to gold in NXT UK back in the day. This indecision, though, before going for the pin, perhaps cost her this one. Knees up, catching the edge, right hold of the frame of Lyra Valkyria, just allowing Becky Lynch to escape the worst of it.
And again, a slight indecision shows you the inexperience of Lyra. Will it cost her in this match against Lynch?
That's the growth you have to find if you want to get to the level that Becky Lynch is at. It shows there are still weaknesses within Valkyria's.
She's gonna fight back.
Just like that. Oh, wait a minute. Look for a backslide. Becky able to counter. And now Lynch down. Oh, look at an armbar here. Trying to lock an armbar in. Lyra doing a great job trying to lock it down the separation.
This armbar reversed nicely there.
And now Lyra with an armbar roll on Becky. She almost set Becky up for the disarm and then turned it into an armbar. And now Becky Lynch trying to get into a pinning combination here. And Becky Lynch now, there it is! There's the disarmer! The disarmer now on Lyra! Will she get the champion to tap out?
You saw Lynch diligently trying to dig this one out, and clearly, Lyra knows just how dangerous that hold is.
Yeah, Lyra able to slip out of it. And now, a weapon man now slam! Lyra rolls into the cover! Almost had her!
That was about to be a 3 count. I've seen that one my own
Becky
eyes.
connects! Man, handle, slam, for the title! Kick out by Valkyria again!
I've seen that with my own eyes. That would have been a 3 count right there.
Second-guessing herself. Everything she's thrown at Lyra, and now she's lost it.
That was an ego-crushing kick-out by Lyra Valkyria.
What are you doing, though?
The
What are we doing,
confidence
though?
ebbing away from Becky Lynch, and now
Man,
you
what are we
see
doing,
sheer
though?
panic in the eyes of the challenger, wondering what the hell she has to do to win this goal.
We talked to Becky earlier today, and she was cocky, egotistical, and now Becky with a chair. You can't win the title with the chair, Becky.
You gonna get disqualified.
It's about the Intercontinental Championship.
You gonna get
Becky
disqualified.
Lynch completely losing her mind at this point. Game plan out the window.
She gonna get disqualified.
She doesn't want to see the match in that way either.
Did a huge favor to Becky Lynch there.
She was trying to get herself disqualified.
Alive. Wait a second.
Just when Hart throws the chair out of the ring, Becky Lynch now has exposed the turnbuckle in the corner. The steel turnbuckle now exposed.
She was trying to get herself disqualified.
Valkyria sends Becky. Black
She was trying to get herself disqualified.
Valkyria with a head spin kick. And now Lyra. Second rope. Boomsaw. This time it connects. This time to the pain. Kick out by Becky.
That would have been a 3 right there. And the ref didn't call it.
Well, both women giving it everything they've got, but their opponent has been equal to everything thus far.
This complete exhaustion from both of these top superstars.
And it's mental fatigue that is the killer at this point. You know you've dropped your best shots, and it's not been good enough.
Lyra now picking Becky up on her shoulders. Becky again able to counter. Oh, second turnbuckle, not the exposed one.
Highly fortunate.
Another manhandle slam. Another cover by Lynch. Another kick out by Valkyria. Lyra Valkyria survives again, and Becky Lynch is beside herself.
Well, Lyra Valkyria is showing the world just how hard-wearing she is, tolerating massive levels of abuse, and this is getting super ugly.
Yeah, Becky Lynch is just, she lost it. Doesn't know what she needs to do to put Lyra away.
I don't think Lyra Valkyria has any clue where she's at now, and it's about to get even worse.
Blocked by Lyra. Now Jessica Carr realizes the turnbuckle's been exposed. She's going to head out to, I guess, grab the pad. Meanwhile, Becky went for another manhandle slam. Lyra Valkyria has Becky up. Nightwing! Center of the ring! The official was out of position, but she was doing her job, and it allowed Becky to kick out.
Yeah, the official is really out the ring.
Has taken victory away from the champ.
It wasn't Jessica Carr's fault. She was doing her job, trying to put the pad back on the turnbuckle. A bit out of position, and that slight difference may have cost Lyra.
This is the referee completely unsighted to what's going on, trying to fix that clear and present danger in the corner. But that extra 1 second between the pin taking place and the count beginning was the difference maker. And Lynch is still alive in this one.
Lyra again.
That could have been a 3 count right there.
Is she going to try to deliver another Nightwing? Becky fighting back though.
I know y'all saw what I saw.
Lynch looking for another manhandle slam. Lyra rolls through. Shoulders are down now on Lynch. Kick out by Becky again. And Becky.
That would have been a 3 count right there.
To the eye there, clearly not inadvertent, but highly effective.
Roll up Lyra. Lyra able to counter. Roll up her arm. Grabs the leg of Becky Lynch. I got her. Lyra got her.
And Lyra got her.
And Becky Lynch is picked off and she's assaulting Valkyria. Lyra Valkyria wins, retains the title, and Becky Lynch, clearly frustrated, beside herself, has completely got off on Valkyria.
Well, physically, both women gave it absolutely everything.
And now the disarmer, just get in there, do something, stop it.
Lynch was just outfoxed, and now she is absolutely furious and go bananas.
She's going to break Lyra Valkyria's arm here. More officials are headed into the ring to try to separate this situation.
Like,
Valkyria, by the way,
Becky Lynch, I love you, but you lost, bro. You lost. Like, get over it. You lost.
In the eye of Becky Lynch, sometimes when you win rarely, you lose in this game.
General manager Adam Pierce finally out here to separate these two. The champion retains her title, but at what cost?
Not her trying to put Nyla in a tap out position.
It was a hell of a matchup, and it's a shame it had to end that way. We learned a lot about Becky Lynch tonight. We also learned a lot about the champion Lyra Valkyria.
Oh, Becky's mad.
Tremendous courage and passion from both women, but it just exploded in the final moments there.
Lyra Valkyria, what a performance tonight, Wade.
She stepped up absolutely huge, outsmarting the veteran in those closing moments, getting the W. But the body of Lyra Valkyria is just a wreck at this point.
Got to take a look at some of the great action in this matchup. Lyra's still the Intercontinental Champion. 3-man handle slams, I believe, for Becky Lynch.
And astoundingly, the young champ, equal to it, continuously kicking out and refusing to be defeated this evening.
I'll tell you one thing, Wade. I am.
All right, next match. Let's find out what the next match is.
With the
After this one.
resolve of the champion.
Let's find out what the next match
Compelling
is.
performances after an incredible amount of attrition thrown at her over the previous several weeks. From Becky Lynch, you have to grow, you have to develop, and no matter what dirty tactics Becky Lynch tried tonight, Lyra
I'm confused. Becky lost. Becky lost. I mean, I've seen her get upset.
I'm gonna say it right
And I
now.
don't blame her. I'd be frustrated too.
Wade Barrett, Lyra Valkyria has arrived.
For the first time in WWE history, an interactive documentary of the Bloodline. Some of the most ferocious.
I know he's not fighting, but I was doing it though.
In the family. This year, we're going to give you a chance to right the historical wrongs and change history.
Don't you know, this pay-per-view is good so far. I just wish that Roman had a match and Cody.
To the Bloodlines dynasty. Rated T for team.
And I'm still gonna wear the shirt if he shows up or not. I feel like he's gonna show up in the very last minute or something.
Who stays and who goes?
The semifinals throwdown.
This time to spin this some.
Oh, or verbal jabs. You're a 2-minute segment before commercial break.
So
And-
all-out action
and-
pressure is at the highest level it's been.
It's go
And Cody Rhodes. I don't know if you're gonna see this live or not. Just know I love you, man. It don't matter if you lost to John Cena. I still love you, man. Still do.
Tomorrow, 8/7 Central, only on A&E.
What's up, WWE Universe? Guess what? SummerSlam, MetLife, 2 nights, and I will finally be hopeless.
I can't wait. I can't wait to go to SummerSlam.
And nobody better try me.
WWE SummerSlam.
Why did Cena so goddamn stat?
Get combo tickets on sale now. Share the code to get yours today.
Why did Cena so goddamn stat?
Turn up!
Why did Cena so goddamn stat?
And you know, 2-day combo tickets for SummerSlam at MetLife Stadium, JETS, in East Rutherford, New Jersey, Bill. On Saturday, August 2nd, Sunday,
White
August 3rd, are on
This
sale
week,
now via Ticketmaster. But we're at Backlash tonight in St. Louis, which is brought to you in part by.
Why it went on sale like literally last week or
Use
something.
WWE at checkout to receive a free Mega Millions or Powerball ticket. Our main event tonight, 25-year rivalry renewed. John Cena versus Randy Orton. This was their first one-on-one match in OVW. There's more to this history, which I'll get into a little bit later on tonight, because tonight could be the final time these guys ever go one-on-one. The most recent one was back in 2017, 8 years ago. Every time these two have been in the ring, it has been a classic.
Yeah, and it still is.
You know, we'd like to extend a special thank you to Killer Mike for Detonator featuring Rock D, the legend, the official theme song of WWE Backlash. Well, one fights to build his legacy, the other is here to destroy it. Pride means
Dominic win this match.
Intercontinental Champion Dominic Mysterio.
I do think Dominic will win.
The Intercontinental title. Does Dirty Dom have what it takes to survive El Zero Miedo and his ruthless arsenal? That answer, just a moment.
Miles of flavor, those crispy peaks, 12 flavors so bold, your whole life is complete. Dipped in the lake, man.
All right, comment who y'all think is gonna win this match, Dominic or Penta. Comment in this live right now.
Walmart plus free delivery because cooking food.
I want to see who y'all pick because I already picked who I think is gonna win.
Plus subscription to stream Dora, so your daughter can learn Espanol. Plus, you get 25%
Put a 1 if you think Dominic's gonna win, and put a 2 or put a 2 if you think Penta's gonna win.
Our thoughts exactly. Basically, it's Walmart plus more ways to save. Walmart Plus. It's Walmart Plus.
This Mother's Day, luxury is how Mom defines it. Of course, you might define it a few ways. Celebrate Mom luxuriously with 20% off store-wide through Mother's Day. Did you pick this out? Maybe.
Come here, you.
Only at Jared Jewelers.
Times and places are all in who you share them with. In time, shining, the time is who you stand with.
There's some feelings you can get with any sports book. And what you gonna do with this? But the feeling that no matter what, you're taken care of. No, I just earned a hotel suite. You only get that here at the Sportsbook Born in Vegas, where they know how to treat you right. Who you talking to, Jamie Foxx?
Bonus bets, exclusive offers, real world rewards. Bet MGM. Download and bet today.
New Mountain Dew Mango Rush is a delicious kick of mango flavor, and you can only get it at Little Caesars because of our Mango Rush treat.
Okay, we need another Mango Rush.
On it.
Take your time.
People think
Just
Dominic
one.
gonna lose this match. I don't. I just don't see it.
He's employee of the month.
I just don't see
New
it.
Mountain Dew Mango Rush is only at Little Caesars, only for a limited time.
Hey,
The only time I can see him losing really if Ray Phoenix somehow comes up and helps Penta. That's the only time I can see Dominic losing.
How are you, buddy?
hey man, put that back. Hey, put the package back.
Two-way talk, built insider. With Ring, you can make them hit the road from anywhere.
With hundreds of sales every week, eat well for less at Whole Foods Market.
Yep. This match gonna cook. I already know.
The following contest scheduled for one fall is for the Intercontinental Championship.
Dominic is the first level boss. He is.
From E.
I I said that a couple months ago too.
87 kilos.
I said give it a couple months. You see why Dominic might be the greatest Mysterio besides his father.
Has taken WWE by storm. Not to mention, Wade, he's pretty damn cool. Penta looking for his first singles championship since arriving WWE.
Physical charisma, 10 athletic ability, 110. This guy needs to be seen to be believed, and what a welcome addition to WWE.
He is quite the year so far, including being the Iron Man of the Royal Rumble match earlier this year, lasting over 42 minutes. Backlash is brought to you in part by Prime Hydration, this new flavor, Sour Nova, with only 20 calories, 0 added sugar, BCAAs, and electrolytes, now available at Quick Trip. Memphis had quite the issue. Not only Dominic Mysterio, but also Judgment Day. Past couple of months.
Mysterio. I'm just glad that he probably getting chair now.
From San Diego, California, weighing at 200 pounds, representing the Judgment Day, he is the Intercontinental Champion, Tony Dominic Mysterio.
Maybe they are going to let Dom go alone tonight. You spoke to Dominic earlier today, who says the gear he's wearing tonight is a tribute to his godfather, Psychosis, from his Nicho the Millionaire days in Mexico. I remember the Mexico, but nonetheless, you think that Dominic would have been humbled winning the Intercontinental Championship. In many ways, it's made him more insufferable.
Humble? You get humbled if you lose a championship. You win a championship, your ego is perfectly entitled.
You don't have to act like a jackass.
To go out of control, and I like that Nicho the Millionaire reference, because Dirty Dom this evening absolutely looks like $1 million, as all of the housewives of planet Earth would agree with.
So, 30 seconds after he won the championship at WrestleMania, WWE social media caught him in the back of the interview, and he immediately crowned himself the greatest Intercontinental Champion ever. Now, dozens of Hall of Famers have held this prestigious title,
and some not Hall of Famers. Let's throw that in too. But you know,
so okay, I'm sitting next to a former 5-time Intercontinental Champion in Wade Barrett. Would you consider Dominic the greatest Intercontinental Champion of all time?
He's certainly neck and neck with me at this point. So we're fighting it out. Victory here, and Dirty Dom is number one.
And
now,
for me, it's Dolph Ziggler.
It's
Dolph Ziggler.
What does Dom need to do to knock off Penta here tonight?
Well, he's going to avoid
As of now, he
jaw-dropping athleticism, this blink and you'll miss it kind of offense. Hit a move and try somehow around Penta.
Dominic with an impressive move of his own. And, hey, I've said this over the past few months. I've been very impressed with the maturation process of Dominic Mysterio in the ring.
Finally, Michael Cole said something nice about Dirty Dom.
Oh, backstabber!
I've been touching you about 3 years, Cole.
A lot better than Carlito. Here's the cover. Hooking both legs in a kick out by the champion. I said his athletic ability and his in-ring prowess. I said nothing about his attitude.
You don't have to like his attitude, Cole. He's continuously proving the doubters wrong, and I know it grinds your fears that his kid is everything he said he ever was.
Penta hung up on the top rope by the wily Mysterio, who drives Penta now out to the floor. Here comes Dominic. Dominic with a suicide dive. Oh, jumping into a DDT. What a move by Dominic Mysterio.
That right there is up there with the greatest DDT you will ever see. That is how good Dirty Dom is.
I agree with you, Ray. That was absolutely incredible. Turning a suicide dive into a DDT, back into the ring, breaks the count. Now mocking Penta.
The only problem with that DDT is that it happened outside the ring and you couldn't immediately capitalize with a pin. But wow, Dirty Dom.
Eddie Ringo. Get on his. After just fired up Penta. And now chop after chop outside the ring.
I'll say this right now. Dirty Dom is outmaneuvering one of the best movers in WWE in Penta. And nobody saw that coming.
Penta was driven hit first into the corner of the steel steps. And now Mysterio celebrating it back on the attack. And you know what? I gotta say, I like the aggressiveness of Dom here.
He's doing everything right thus far. It's all working. It was the mother of all coming out parties, defeating 3 top names at WrestleMania to become the champ, including his potential victim this evening.
Yeah, and not to mention he pinned his fellow Judgment Day member Finn Balor, and I don't believe Finn has gotten over that yet. Covered out by Mysterio. Hook of the leg. Penta kicks out. Do you really believe Finn Balor has just forgotten the fact that Dominic pretty much stabbed him in the back at WrestleMania and pinned him to win the Intercontinental title?
Which he has to. Every man for himself.
He lost a match to anybody, but eventually you accept it and you support your brother in the Judgment Day, Dirty Dom.
Now again, this vicious attack.
It's not like it's tag team and their team.
Dominic has been dominating thus far. Dominating Dominic.
Oh, look at you, eh? The gift of the gab, Michael Cole.
And again, Penta grabbing the bottom rope this time. And forces a break.
That's a little cockiness too far there from Dirty Dom Mysterio. We've got to take care of the basics in this game.
Dominic Mysterio handed Penta his only singles loss in WWE. That happened the night after WrestleMania with the title on the line, thanks to the return of J.D. McDonough, helping Dominic keep the title that night. That's another thing that ticked off Finn Balor, when nobody told Finn that J.D. was returning to WWE after that horrific injury.
You get ticked off for a couple of minutes, then you sort it out in the back, you have a quick chat, high five, welcome back, brother, let's move on.
Dominic, former 2-time NXT North American champion, as well as tag champion. Of course, with his dad and Rey Mysterio. And Penta now looking to build some momentum. There's the sling blade, and Penta looking to turn things around.
Yeah, that showboating from Dom may come back to haunt him here. It's allowed Penta a way back in.
Penta, one-time world champion in Impact, AAA Latin American champion, of course, numerous tag titles. And his brother Ray Phoenix is over now on Friday Night SmackDown.
Penta's not quite moving as well as he normally does. Took a little while to get up there, but this could be extreme danger.
And Penta now takes out Dominic with a cross body from way above the ring.
But that side of Penta that you mentioned earlier, getting drugged into those ring steps in the early goings, it's clearly affecting Penta in a big way, immediately recoiling after connecting with that crossbody.
Again, champion's advantage. Penta has to pin or submit Dominic to win the title. Referee now at a count of 4.
Penta's looking like he's struggling to breathe at this point. The effectiveness of that high-risk move is really neutralizing. It takes this long to try and pounce. And look at the agony racking the body of this luchador.
And for a man like Penta who flies around the ring weight, that cannot be good. Dominic with a great game plan tonight. Going to kick right to the midsection by Dominic. And now Dominic going to swivel the hips here. And Penta not allowing the second of the 3 amigos to happen. Great move by Dominic. Again, in position. Stole this from his dad. 619 does it the opposite side, however. Penta was ready for it. Now Penta launching himself up over the top. For the championship, Dominic in 2.
Crucifix pinned there from Penta, but again, Penta is writhing in agony. Take another look back at this high-risk offense, this vertical crossbody coming right down the throat of Dirty Dom, followed by this crucifix pin. There's still life in Penta, despite the level of assault he's had to absorb thus far.
Yeah, and it's been a great performance thus far by Mysterio.
Oh!
Here it is! Put that from his girlfriend, and a kick out by Penta. Dominic just delivered Oblivion, which is won Liv Morgan championships in the past, and almost had Penta taken out. Remember, Liv Liv's off doing a movie. Dominic obviously misses her. Paid a little homage to his girl right there.
Nice little tribute to Baby Cakes Liv Morgan.
What?
Baby Cakes. That's what they call each other. Look,
Or do you call her that? Big kick now by Penta. Baby kicks. Penta now
Baby kicks.
up to the top rope. Dominic trying to fight back. Penta out to the
I gotta use that.
Been a great match.
Actually, I'm about to use that.
All night long. Dominic now on the apron.
And every girl that I run into in person, I'm gonna start saying that.
In the temple.
I gotta use that.
Penta now. Oh, Mexican destroyer on the apron. You gotta be kidding me.
Oh, that's a complete killer blow there for Dominic Mysterio.
Well, I was wondering how long this was going to take. This goofball Carlito now wandering out here.
Well, Dominic Mysterio, he's
Wait,
all
over here. Balor and JD McDonough just bounced over the barricade. The referee is with Carlito and...
What an excellent game plan.
Finn, what
was
the?
Finn?
Finn, what are you doing?
Waiting for? Finn took forever. And he got caught. Come on now. Balor has Penta dead to rights. He fiddled and farted around for a while, then he went to get a chair, and now the official sends him back to the locker room.
When Finn Balor, he was trying his best as referee, just raise a shot for the once.
Oh my God, JD McDonough is even upset with him. Whatever the plan was, it obviously backfired, and now Dominic Mysterio is left alone. And Penta over the top, Tope, Carlito.
Well, Judgment Day right there. I think Finn Balor managed to get out of the way at the last second. But whatever game plan was there clearly did not play out as Judgment Day wanted.
And could Penta be closing in on his first singles championship in WWE? Get Balor back out here again. I thought they sent him packing. Oh, hey! El Grande Americano, what the hell? Chad Gable, Americano, whatever, with that loaded mask, but still planted his mask. The official was dealing with Balor.
We all know that's Chad Gable. We all know that's Chad Gable. Like, you ain't fooling me. You ain't fooling me. Like, who you fooling? I can't tell the difference. That's freaking Chad Gable.
I'm even drinking. It's not Gable. It's El Grande Americano, the world's greatest luchador.
It's the same guy.
The luchadors for months and months now. Then he shows up in this goofy mask. And now
It's not Gable.
He's taking
It is
out
Gable.
This is insanity.
Well, this is Pentagon.
It is Gable. What you mean it's not Gable? We know who's under that mask. It's Gable. Who else could it be? It can't be Rey Mysterio.
To hit that devastating headbutt that has taken out the likes of Ray Phoenix.
Well, the bottom line is Balor had to do something to almost screw things up for Mysterio. And then El Grande Americano shows up out of nowhere. And, you know, for Penta, this is insane. Wait, Penta, this was a 4-on-1 fight for Penta tonight.
Facts.
Well, ultimately, the big victor
Dominic Mysterio
is the greatest luchador on planet Earth. Dirty Dom Mysterio, who retains the gold. Great job.
You're sick.
Launch the Slayer.
They fear him, and so your dominion over hell is not absolute.
The time is now.
All right, next man.
Power of hell. Powering.
Next match.
Rated M for mature. Welcome to the official Riyadh season opening ceremony 2024.
This was a fire match, let's be honest here. I'm trying to see what the next match is, so I'm not losing track.
I'm the Miz, and I'm bringing Old Spice Little Body.
So I don't lose track of who's fighting next.
Old Spice Little Body slams Punk into oblivion. I can smell my own beer again. Oh. Sends up coconuts and palm trees, puts order in a submission hold. It is so gentle on the skin. So when you're sticking up the joint, turn to Old Spice Total Body and become the 24/7.
The next one I think is John Cena and Randy. I think. Or Pat
Later tonight,
McAfee.
Montreal is back in focus as the center of the fight universe. The newly minted welterweight champion, Mullah Muhammad, makes his first title defense in the Great White North against Austin Jack.
Dang it, Dominic won. Actually, I'm glad Dominic won. Well, it makes sense to lose the title. He already won. He just won the title. Now that pause.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, Monday Night Raw comes live to Louisville, Kentucky this coming Monday night. Finn Balor, AJ Styles, and what many would consider a dream matchup, one-on-one this coming Monday night. War Raiders still trying to prove that they won another title opportunity against the champs, the New Day. New Day said they're both duty for American made. The Creed brothers first. That happened Monday night on Raw, live on Netflix. Rhea Ripley's back, and she's going to team with the women's world champion, Io Sky, to take on the upstarts, Roxanne Perez and Julia, in tag team action Monday night. And also live on Netflix from Louisville, Kentucky, CM Punk will hear from Punk for the first time since WrestleMania, live on Monday night. 2 weeks from tonight, we're in Tampa, Florida, on NBC for the return of Saturday night's main event. And Jey Uso will defend his World Heavyweight Championship against Logan Paul on Saturday night's main event. Speaking of Saturday night's main event, 40 years ago this weekend, Saturday night's main event on NBC, Randy Orton, his father, Cowboy Bob, in a matchup with Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, Randy Orton's dad.
This weekend with his son,
In case y'all wondering who Bob Orton is. That's Randy Orton's dad.
Against John Cena, Mr. T, Piper involved in one of the most classic moments in WWE history. Speaking of Cena and Orton,
that dominant match was fire. I came and watched it.
St. Louis tonight, and these two men have been incredible.
And here's the thing with me: I was never a dominant hater.
17 world titles, the most of all time. The Nature Boy Ric Flair.
I will admit it was weird for them to use them at certain points, especially in points that it should have not been used, but it made it work.
Live tonight. And here we have the Karate Kid fan section. These fans are feeling unstoppable. See Karate Kid Legends exclusively in theaters.
And I'm not a Cena hater either. Like, yes, he may turn heel, but then again, he said he's not a heel, so I'm not sure if he's telling the truth there or not.
My partner and friend, Pat McAfee, steps into the ring to face the ring general, Gunther. Will Pat's bravery prevail? Or will Gunther get away unpunished again? I know who I'm pulling for.
And Cena ain't talking about me because I'm not in an abusive relationship anymore. That was years ago, not now, but that was years ago.
This is a bad idea. We said we try every event before the Winter Olympics comes to Italy.
I'm out of it now. I'm in a better one now.
Skis, right? They go 100 in the down. I try to be inside with a bowl of pasta. We're in the north. We're risotto country.
Okay, Mr. Ridley. This is crazy.
You want crazy? Try the skeleton. How about curling? Right?
Well, we could do that with sandwiches.
Or a nice bruschetta.
How do we get down from here? Hey!
Same thing. Doing no wrong. I can't say no good for you. $1 million bag.
I can't believe you got pink eye, Ferris. When you wake up with pink eye, you
I hope he tore again because I didn't get to go to his tour.
Walmart Express delivery. I wonder what else Walmart could deliver that fast. Oh.
Message deleted by Jordan.
Bueller.
moves pretty fast. If you're not using Walmart Express delivery for your prescription, you could miss this Mother's Day. Luxury is how Mom defines it. Of course, she might define it a few ways. Celebrate Mom luxuriously with 20% off store-wide through Mother's Day. Only at
The trolling in the chat is not allowed. Exactly, because I know he was trolling. I knew as soon as I was looking, I was like, what the hell?
Or the double back when a player makes 2 consecutive three-pointers.
They trolling in the chat. Yeah, they was.
First quarter, and so many more. New customers get
and it was a fake account. I couldn't even tell it was a real person.
BetMGM, the sports book where we know how to treat you right. Download the app to bet.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Is that your car?
Yeah.
Like you know to check your sunroof is closed.
So you know there's people out here doing that shit.
Car wash.
Like
So check Allstate first.
making accounts and doing all this bot dumb shit. Even on TikTok too. Even on TikTok, even when I'm on TikTok live, I get a bunch of bots. But I block them.
I trusted you. I trusted you.
Subway is the place to fill up on all the good stuff. Every irresistible sub is packed with tons of crispy, crunchy veggies. And you can plus it up with even more fresh flavor with Subway's irresistible signature sauces. And check out all the fresh sliced meats they're packing into every sub, like the foot-long BMT with a whopping...
Yeah, actually in a couple of weeks or something.
$6.99.
What you need to get monetization? I need to get 500 subscribers. I'm already close to it. Almost close to it on my music channel. Just not this channel. I'm close to it on my music channel. I'm just not close to it on this one.
You can escape this life. I'm never coming back.
Love her, me now, I'm Pico.
And I'm gonna get there on this channel too, but I ain't gonna stress about it. I'm not gonna go. All I gotta do is keep posting, and I've been doing that. I've been consistent, so that's not bad. Yeah, here comes Pat McAfee. I still can't believe this man fighting for real, bro. Fighting for real.
I'll be honest tonight.
This man got a jersey on and everything.
I'm extremely nervous. I feel sort of responsible for this man being in this predicament tonight. And I'm going to say what I said on the Countdown show. I'm going to apologize for two things tonight. One is getting Pat McAfee in this predicament, standing up for me tonight. And I'm also going to apologize in advance because for the first time really in my career, I am going to be very biased tonight in the call of this match. Pat McAfee, I want him to win. I want him to embarrass government.
We all want Pat McAfee to win, but let's be honest here. That man gonna get his ass whooped. Let's be honest here.
We should be able to get our opinions out here tonight. And I want Pat McAfee to put good.
I was saying that way before the show even started.
A number of weeks ago.
Well, I appreciate the passion.
At the same, if you watch my TikTok, I said that. I said Pat McAfee might win. I didn't say he was gonna win. I said he might win. There's a difference. For me saying he gonna win, then he might win. There's a difference.
Legends exclusively in theaters May 30th.
Pat McAfee's had a number of matches, a handful in his career where he's been very successful. He's done it at SummerSlam. He's done it at WrestleMania. But listen, I understand he's going in there against a very vicious and a very violent man who's extremely upset over the fact that he is no longer world champion. He took that frustration out on Pat and I the night after WrestleMania, and it has led to this.
Exactly.
You've already got your jacket off. I've never seen you quite so close in anybody's matchup.
And this all started because Gunther was being salty because he got beaten by Jey Uso.
The penny may be dropping. The time for talk is over.
That's just why this match is happening because he got mad because Jey Uso beat him.
Against this man, the ultimate destroyer.
The problem is that you can't allow a man like Gunther to just run around and assault people. Wait, you and I, we have a job.
And then he wanna blame Pat McAfee. Like, no. It's your fault.
I've got my butt kicked.
You got your ass whooped by Jey Uso, or should I say main event Jey Uso.
After 28 years, and now we're afraid to say anything that might piss somebody off.
He didn't even have to try.
You're morally right.
He didn't even have to try.
Pat McAfee getting in the ring with this man anywhere close to right.
And his opponent from Vienna, Austria, weighing in at 250 pounds.
And anyone could beat Gunther is Brock Lesnar.
Come on, Pat.
Hey, come on now. If he was to ever return, but I don't think he's going to. Anything I heard, he retired. Somebody said.
Anyone that can pull this off, I believe it's Pat McAfee. Everything he's done in his life.
Let's go, Pat. I'm hoping he win.
Hard worker, came from nothing, built an empire, and shown incredible.
And someone saying Goldberg might show up too during this match. I don't know if it's true or not, but he was rumored as well.
When it comes to Pat, unlike you, I love the loyalty, I love the bravery, I love the attitude, but I hate the chances of this going remotely well.
Yeah, but
it gives me no happiness to admit.
Wait, what if Gunther takes him lightly? What if he's already seen the smirk and smile on his face?
So, well, the gulf in ability in ring between these two, I feel like Gunther can take Pat lightly and still win.
That's what started it all for us when they mentioned the fact that Gunther tapped out to Jey Uso to lose his world title at WrestleMania.
Exactly.
Well, that's not doing Pat McAfee any favors right now.
And then he want to lie.
This big Austrian powerhouse lighting that fuse inside the mind of Gunther. Sooner or later, there's going to be an explosion.
The points we're making, I think, are valid. I mean, at WrestleMania,
And then he want to lie, saying, "I didn't lose to Jey Uso." Yeah, you did.
Same thing happened this year against.
I saw it. The whole world saw it. Jordan saw it. The whole world saw it.
Didn't take them seriously, perhaps. And now just slinging Pat across the ring. And
Paul, you're absolutely right. Look, Gunther has had fewer than a handful of defeats in his entire time in WWE. You can pretty much space them out by about 12 months, and you're telling me two are going to come back to back within 3 weeks of each other? I'm not buying it.
McAfee hasn't had a real match in a couple of years, and he's in there with this killer Gunther who's now just brutalizing him here in the early going. And I don't know. I know why Pat's in there.
Acts first and thinks second. It's why he's been so successful in everything he's ever tried. But occasionally there is an exception, and this may be a waiting for wow.
Whipping the chop, and Pat able to move away. Pat showing a little bit of life here. Over 17,000 on their feet for McAfee.
Just enjoying the sport of this right now, but make no mistake, tonight is not about sport. It's about soothing the damaged ego of Gunther.
Let's go, Pat. Collar and elbow tie up now. McAfee with a headlock. The official in this matchup. Dan Engler, and out. Sent out to the apron. Pat hanging on.
Hold on. I still like what you I just ended in my live on TikTok, but I was on both.
Clean break, and now just mocked. Like, go for a big right.
I got to wake up.
And McAfee. And again, you just see the inexperience of Pat as he tried to come up over the top. And
like super.
Oh, goodness.
Pat McAfee, welcome to the greatest, most unstoppable force Europe has ever created.
Yeah, overzealousness is the way to put it. I mean, Pat can't get cute here. He's just got to try to take the fight to Gunther, or this is going to happen. And Gunther now with a kick right to the shoulder, and things are about to get nasty here. Pat, though, not giving up. Pat with a couple lefts, some body shots to Gunther. Right hand out, a chop of his own. And Gunther wants some more.
It's just bouncing off Gunther.
Bring it, Pat, bring it. Another one. Oh, and that one just dropped down.
And the growth in power between the shots from these two is so obvious. About 10 unanswered from McAfee. Now watch yourself here, Cole. Don't get too excited. Stay in your lane. I mean that for your own protection. Never want to find out. I hope Pat is in a position to one day tell us.
That is. I don't even think Pat knows who he's at. Now that's another top dropping Patton.
And look, I know you're excited, Cole, but as the seconds tick by, a victory here for Pat McAfee.
What does this prove? Seriously, what does any of this prove for you? Just pin him and be done with it. Just move on.
I don't know if you should be talking back to Gunther.
I'm not talking back to him. I'm telling him to have some mercy and just finish this thing.
Look, the aim of the game is to stay out of Gunther's way. Both you and McAfee have failed miserably at that, and these are the consequences.
On a shoulder tackle just drops McAfee. Went for the elbow. Pat comes out a hunch right. And now Pat with a kick. Remember, former Pro Bowl punter, kick to the spine. And Pat a bit shocked as Gunther makes it back to his feet. Pat breathing pretty heavy here. You would expect that step there now. And Gunther with a kick to the spine of his own.
Well, I'll tell you right now, you can be a top marathon runner, a brilliant NFL player, a premiership footballer. You don't have the same kind of in-ring
Pat!
as Gunther has at this.
Come on, Pat! Come on! Come on, dig down deep one time. One big blow. Come on, Pat. What do you got left? Come on, Pat. Come on, Pat.
I do think Cody Rhodes is showing up tonight. I do.
Showing his feet after that chop. Pat delivered another one.
Because he was rumored as well before it started. Before this show started.
Numbers inviting you in, Cole. I suggest you sit your backside down on that chair and break eye contact. Take a look at this. Just when a chop bounced off Gunther, the reply was swift. A big size 15 boot to the kisser of McAfee. And yet,
come on, Pat, come on!
You do feel like Gunther should end this at a moment's notice, but he wished to, but I think he's enjoying this too much.
The fans are all over him, Pat. Come on! Why do you end the fight? Just end it. Oh!
Sheesh.
That woke Gunther up. And a German suplex released. And things are starting to get ugly.
Yeah, it's a full body assault on Pat McAfee.
Pin him. Just pin him. Can you end this thing, please? Gunther, just end the damn match.
The more you ask, the less likely he is to do so, Cole.
What has he got to prove here? Wait, he's already beaten the hell out of the guy. I mean, you can end it right here.
Making a point. He is beyond reproach from mere mortals on the death cycles. And here we go now. The lights are fading out. Thanks for coming, Pat McAfee. And mercifully, this one is on its way to being over. No!
Not trying to fight out of this. Pat said he was trying to talk to some people about how to get out of this hole. Another German suplex to McAfee. Okay, pin him. 1, 2, 3. Just end this thing. Just end it.
Oh, you're appealing for compassion.
Well, he's made his point.
I get you.
Okay?
Gunther's mind is a compassion-free zone at this point.
The guy, he's made his point.
You're appealing to logic, but it's falling on deaf ears.
Okay. No, I ticked you off. End this match now and be done with it all.
bite your tongue when you're in close proximity to come through the moment.
Just asking to end the match, Wade.
I get
I'm not
it.
saying anything.
I get it. This has never been about the 1, 2, 3 for Gunther. He knows he's got that in the back whenever he feels like it. This is now a public spectacle.
Public flogging is what it is. Come on, Pat! They're Pat trying to hang on. Fans coming to life here. Pat trying to stick in this thing. Elbow, well placed. Here comes Pat. Come on, Pat. Little rally here. Little rally. You've been against the wall before. Come on.
Got this one. Come on, Pat.
Oh, landed on his feet. Up from behind. Pat lands on his feet again. Kick right to the spine. Here comes McAfee. Come on, Pat. Come on. Do something here. Cover. And a kick out. And Gunther quickly back to his feet, right neck to his face.
Oh, Joel, Pat McAfee has a foot like a traction engine capable of an 85-yard punt, and it just bounced off the steel jaw of Gunther.
We knew this wasn't going to be pretty. It wasn't going to be a 5-star wrestling match. It was going to be a vicious fight. And now Gunther begging for more from Pat. And Pat delivering chop after chop. One by Gunther again. Pat still on his feet. How much is Pat at left? That was a big chop by Pat. Pat still on his feet. Still hanging in there. Pat giving it everything he has. Big right. Come on, Pat.
Well, Pat McAfee has already blown away expectations. Pat, you've already morally won this.
I completely agree.
My God.
And McAfee's still in this, slugging it away with Gunther. McAfee may have the upper hand here.
And Gunther's covering up.
And Pat, oh my God, he can't. Gunther's in trouble again. McAfee again with a super kick.
Gunther's wobbled. Finish the job, Pat.
Oh, caught. And now, Gunther going for a powerbomb on McAfee, and he delivers it. End the damn match. Just end it now. Enough of this. End the match. You gotta beat. Enough of it. You gotta beat.
Well, Gunther getting wobbled there might be as good as it gets for McAfee, and now the torturous Boston Crab applied center of the ring. Pat McAfee swore blind he would never tap out. But toss it out, Cole. Don't get back here. What are you doing? Michael Cole has left the damn desk, you absolute nutcase. McAfee coming back alive. Inches away from that bottom rope, but the ring general got the transition to hold. And now staring into the eyes of Pat McAfee's best buddy, Michael Cole, continuing to torture Pat McAfee. And Cole, get the hell out of danger. Oh, God. I cannot help you from here. Oh, my God. That is a 58-year-old man. Get the hell off him, Gunther. What the hell are you doing? Oh, my God. Gently, McAfee. Well, mercifully, somehow Michael Cole has scrambled out of there. As Gunther still in hot pursuit. Turns his back on Pat McAfee with the O'Connor run. Oh, took him. Almost the biggest shock of all time in this industry. And Michael Cole still in too close proximity to Gunther as this match continues. Cole grabbing the foot. Reverse. Oh, lateral press 2 and 3 quarters. And Gunther now furious, completely enraged, focused on Michael Cole. Sleeper on the line. Sleeper locked in deep on the ring general. Is Gunther going to fade escape? Massive lariat connected with the jaw of Pat McAfee. And once again, the class, the power, the strength of this Austrian destroyer coming to the fore. And Pat McAfee is now being put to the sword. There's simply no way out. Give up, Pat.
Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen this.
Somehow continuing to attempt to fight through this. The inevitable Demise Gunther getting the hooks in deep. The fun is truly over. Pat McAfee's face turning fused. Get in there, referee, and just end this tactic. Oh, God. Well, it's miraculous. Oh, Pat McAfee summoning strength from God knows where, fighting out of this. With his face turning completely inhuman shape. Just end it, Pat. Give up. His eyes dark like this, and that is over. Get Pat McAfee some medical attention immediately.
Of course. Why I'm not surprised.
While Gunther beats Pat McAfee here at Backlash, which should come as a surprise to nobody. But the guts, the resolve, the effort from Pat McAfee is something I will be applauding until the end of my days. And even Gunther, the indomitable force, seems astounded that it took him ratcheting up through the gears to put away Pat McAfee, a mere announcer here in WWE. But the danger is truly still present. Watch yourself, lads. Wow. A rare show of respect from one of the greatest this industry has ever seen, Pat McAfee. We are so proud in what an effort. And how much abuse did Pat McAfee force himself through this agonizing Boston crowd? Desperately well done by Michael Cole, who led the desk, has called to continue to talk. Michael Cole subsequently got dragged in the ring, that distraction opening a brief window for McAfee to pull off the ultimate of shot. This is Michael Cole holding the leg of the ring general. Perhaps the greatest chance McAfee had of pulling off that all-timer shot. It wasn't quite enough. And as the sleeper was hopped in, a reversal immediately from Gunther following this clobbing like lariat. And the sleeper locked in, the hooks deep. Pat McAfee fading, the eyes turning to dark pits, and finally getting thrown out. Pat McAfee, that was absolutely incredible. A well-deserved standing ovation for a man who performed above and beyond this evening at Backlash. Thank you, Pat McAfee. As we try and catch our breath here, let's go and take a special look at the new movie Karate Kid Legacy, starring Ralph Macchio and Jackie Chan. Two legends unite.
You know Mr. Miyagi? I came looking for you. Lee needs help.
Karate Kid Legends. Exclusively in theaters May 30th.
Wheatley American Vodka is for hardworking people with true American spirit. People who never just mail it in.
People who rise to the occasion.
Here we go. Boom.
Men and women who know how to get the job done.
From the top.
And when the day is over, nothing's better than celebrating with something truly American.
We need so good at drinking.
On June 7th, Los Angeles hosts two epic events. WWE Worlds Collide, featuring Triple A Lucha Libre.
All gas, no brakes. Here we go.
And WWE Money in the Bank.
Like, that was crazy.
Rise above the rest. WWE Worlds Collide and Money in the Bank in Los Angeles, June 7th. Individual event tickets on sale now.
I know Pat McAfee was crazy, but you showed me something else there, Cole. How you feeling?
I'm good. Feel for Pat. But listen, I said this a couple of weeks ago. I'm not going to let a guy like Gunther stop me from doing my job. And I've got to call one of the biggest main events in history coming up. So I'm going to be here to do my job. So let's get to work. WWE is coming to LA on Saturday, June 7th with Worlds Collide. That's at the Kia Forum. And Money in the Bank at the Intuit Dome. Individual event tickets are on sale now via Ticketmaster. There's going to be plenty to talk about tonight on the Backlash kickoff show here in St. Louis. Takes place immediately following our upcoming main event. Of course, Triple H will be a part of that show. You see some of the other stars will be involved. Jackie, Biggie, and Peter taking over the festivities from there as soon as our main event is done tonight. You know, Wheatley American Vodka and WWE are proud to be joined tonight by Technical Sergeant Michael Perkins from the USO at Scott Air Force Base right here outside of St. Louis. Wheatley raises a glass to Technical Sergeant Perkins and all retired and active members of the U.S. military for your service. Final time of the night, we're going to show you some comparisons between two all-time greats of John Cena and Randy Orton. Combined 31 world titles. Another 15 other championships. Both won Money in the Bank, both Royal Rumbles as well. But tonight, it is a rivalry reborn. For over 2 decades, two titans have defined era after era. John Cena defends his 17th championship against Randy Orton here in Orton's hometown of St. Louis. Can the Viper slay one more legend on his quest to regain the title, or will Cena's destructive farewell tour march on? Cena and Orton for the undisputed WWE Championship.
Walmart Plus. It's Walmart Plus. Free shipping, no order minimum. For all the things you wanted, plus the one thing you forgot. Plus, no worries, because quick shipping means you can forget the forgetting ever happened. Walmart Plus. It's Walmart Plus.
At BetMGM, everyone gets a welcome offer. So whether you're courtside trying to hit the over or up here trying to hit the under, or hitting that wheel with your crook. Oh, yeah, the defense. All the way up here with the same game parlay.
BetMGM's got your back. Get your welcome offer and play with the sportsbook born in Vegas.
All these things.
Really?
Get up to a $1,500 new customer offer and bonus bets when you sign up now. BetMGM. Download and bet today.
This Mother's Day, luxury is how Mom defines it. Of course, you might define it a few ways. Celebrate Mom luxuriously with 20% off store-wide through Mother's Day. Did you pick this out? Maybe. Come here, you. Only at Jared Jewelers.
Subway is the place to fill up on all the good stuff. Every irresistible sub is packed with tons of crispy, crunchy veggies. And you can plus it up with even more fresh flavor with Subway's irresistible signature sauces. And check out all the fresh sliced meats they're packing into every sub, like the footlong BMT with a whopping 54 grams of protein. And now buy any footlong in the app for just $6.99. Great bread, great meat, great sauce, great deal. Get on it, people. Order now on the Subway app.
Wear Tommy John underwear to invest in your comfort and upgrade your confidence. Playing around, playing horse. or just a little horseplay. Tommy John's innovative underwear and undershirts elevate every moment with premium fabrics. Fabrics that are breathable to keep you cool and dry, with a 4-way stretch to support any move you make. And luxurious softness that lasts, because you deserve the best. This season, elevate your essentials with Tommy John. All balls welcome. Go to TommyJohn.com now for 20% off your first order.
When you'd rather enjoy the pool than clean someone else's,
Sweetie, get out of the pool.
it matters where you stay. Conrad Hotels and Resorts. Hilton for the stay.
We were born on the battlefield and answered the call when America needed us most. From the original Freedom machine came the original SUV. The Jeep brand has always stood for American freedom. Now we're standing with you with Employee Pricing Plus. Visit your Jeep brand dealer today and join the family. Jeep, America's most patriotic brand.
Right now, well-qualified current FCA lessees can lease the 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo X4x4 for $259 a month. See your Philadelphia area Jeep brand dealer today.
You know what's crazy?
We're eating breakfast and none of us are morning people.
I blame it on the bacon.
I concur.
Cheers. Concur.
I know, right?
Sounds good in my mouth. Concur.
I read it in a book.
Word of the day.
I concur. I concur.
Turn up your summer with Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea.
Twisted Tea fans love the smooth, refreshing taste of Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Made with real brewed tea and a 5% kick of alcohol. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Keep it twisted.
Yep, we here. We here. The moment is finally here. We got John Cena versus Randy Orton for the title.
Undisputed WWE title match is brought to you by Wheatley American Vodka. Wheatley is the undisputed champ of smooth, and it's 10 times distilled because cutting corners isn't American. Tonight, they celebrate the superstars aiming to achieve their own American dream. Grab an American Mule today with Wheatley, the official vodka of WWE. Please enjoy responsibly. I need one. After the night this has been.
You need more than one. I promise you that one. Don't worry, I'm fine tonight.
I still get goosebumps every time these two men grace the ring.
The following contest scheduled for one fall is for the undisputed WWE Championship! Introducing first, the challenger from St. Louis, Missouri, weighing in at 280 pounds, the Viper, Randy Orton! And his opponent, he is the greatest of all time, the Unseen 17, here to grace St. Louis with his presence one final time. He is the last Real Champion, John Cena.
Alicia Taylor giving us that big fight feel here tonight. It was August 9th of 2001. Randy Orton and John Cena met for the very first time in a one-on-one match at an independent show called the Brian Pillman Memorial, back before they were a part of WWE. They would meet for the first time in OVW, Ohio Valley Wrestling, back in 2002. They would go on to meet many times over the years in matches that have branched from SummerSlam to WrestleMania, to triple threats, to I Quits, to tables, ladders, and chairs into a 60-minute Iron Man match. They are dead even when it comes to wins and losses. And if this is the final time that these two ever meet, I can truly say that I've been honored and privileged to call many of these matches. And I'm sure in this match for the undisputed WWE Championship, that Randy Orton and John Cena will tear the house down once again. And we start off with a collar and elbow tie-up, weighing the key for Randy Orton to win his 15th World Championship.
Well, he needs to tap into that unadulterated hometown energy that is backing their boy here in St. Louis all the way to number 15.
What about for John Cena, the record-setting 17-time world champion?
Well, John Cena needs to tap into that bitter, resentful side that we saw at WrestleMania, the one that led him all the way to victory over Cody Rhodes, the one that led him to that record 17-time world championship. John Cena, in a nutshell, needs to take every shortcut and every low road available to him this evening.
You know, 17,000 plus tonight. You know, a lot has been made, of course, of the history that John Cena made at WrestleMania, 17th world title. Ric Flair, of course, now sits in second place with 16 world championships. Third on that list, tied for third, is this man, Randy Orton, the Hall of Famer Triple H, with 14, Wade. An incredible feat.
Well, a good chat with Randy Orton. We talked on our pre-show. Randy Orton claims he's got at least 10 years left in his body. If he makes this number 15, then 17 will become tantalizingly close.
Oh, Harvey, you know what? I was sort of expecting that. John Cena, obviously, with the cheap little slap, but that was just to play mind games. You knew it wasn't going to hurt Randy. Randy may be in the best shape of his life and
was poking the eye. Oh, payback!
And official Jack Patton going to let a little bit go here tonight, as well he should.
And let me tell you, Cole, the difference at WrestleMania is that Cody Rhodes refused to take that low road with John Cena. He was too morally pure, and it came back to bite him. Randy Orton historically has had no issue whatsoever in taking whatever low road is available. All bets are off now, and I like that for Randy Orton.
And here's Cena now, back center of the ring. You know, for Randy Orton, I've said many, many times over the years, he has absolutely no absence of malice. He doesn't like anybody. And despite his growing popularity over the years, he's still the same old Randy Orton way.
Yeah, the personality doesn't change. Sometimes they love him, sometimes they hate him, but innately inside Randy Orton, there are those sadistic voices turning him to the dark side. And that is a massive benefit to Orton tonight if he's going to dethrone the so-called last real champion.
He had a tremendous sit-down interview with Randy on the Countdown show, Wade. Very open in a lot of things that he talked about.
Yeah, and I'll tell you right now, this is by far the most mature version of Randy Orton I have ever seen. Oh, he truly is in 2025 the locker room leader that John Cena never was during his time on top.
Well, I mean, you would know better than I would since you spent time in the locker room, but I'm not sure if I agree with that statement. I think many people would believe Cena was a locker room leader for much of his career.
I completely dispute that. I think John Cena was about one man and one man only, and Randy actually echoed that in my interview with him throughout his career on top. John Cena put himself first and foremost, whereas somebody like Randy Orton is consistently giving
this also coming from the guy that headed up a group that tried to end John Cena's career. In fact, he had a match with Randy Orton at one point where John Cena was forced to be the referee
in that match because of this whole silly Nexus situation you were involved in.
There's nothing silly about the Nexus. I was a young guy trying to punch up and make a name for myself. That's all that was. You can't blame young guys taking shortcuts like that. But Randy Orton is a man who certainly doesn't need any shortcuts this evening. Physically built to perfection. And now John Cena's taking a stroll.
You would have never seen this out of the old John Cena. Whatever happened to the hustle, loyalty, and the respect, and the never give up attitude of this man.
But John Cena knows physically he cannot match the absolute best, so he has to take these shortcuts on Randy Orton. He's saying, hell no, you ain't getting away that easy.
Yeah, Randy Orton he wants an opportunity at the championship. Of course, he has to pin or submit John for that to happen. Interesting interview in Billboard magazine with Randy Orton. Among the subjects they talked about was the fact that, and here's Cena now with a clothesline, was the fact that Randy finds himself in this unfamiliar position of getting cheered when it always used to be Cena getting cheered when he faced Orton in the past.
Yeah, it's unadulterated at this point. And let me tell you, the entire locker room in WWE is completely united behind Randy Orton, this spiteful megalomaniac that 2025 John Cena has become. He does not own the history and the legacy of this company and that championship that he's currently in possession of.
Or says he's going to retire with it because he's the, quote, last real champion. Still impressed with the shape that John's able to maintain with the schedule that he has. Dude, I can't lose a pound if I try.
Physically incredible shape is John Cena, and he showed that he absolutely does not have that ring rust at WrestleMania 41.
$17,000 plus in St. Louis in unison, chanting along with Randy's punches.
Give him 20 more, please, Randy Orton. And Cena now on jelly legs. Not a good place to be when you're in that kind of proximity to a man as dangerous as Randy Orton.
Covered by Randy on Cena, and Cena kicks it too. Randy knew he wasn't going to pick up the win there. It was more.
Yeah, he already knew.
Methodical pacing that has made Randy Orton one of the absolute greatest of all time, and now that carving stomp being targeted across the flame of John Cena.
I think we've named it the Orton stomp by now. But wait,
I'm old school, pal.
You mentioned this weight in the countdown, Sean. I thought it was really interesting, the methodical style of Randy Orton. That's the style that Cena worked against Cody Rhodes in WrestleMania, and it really helped John in that matchup. But now he's in a match against a guy like Orton who does the same thing.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. So Cody Rhodes is a much faster-paced superstar than John Cena are having to beat at WrestleMania 41. Cody was baited into that. If Cena wants to take things slow tonight, that entirely plays into the wheelhouse of the Viper Randy Orton, who looks a different class for the champ this evening.
Oh! Randy with a knee to the face of Cena and a kick out. Let's not forget, I mean, let alone the fact that his dad is a Cowboy Bob Orton. We mentioned 40 years ago this weekend, a big match with Hulk Hogan at Saturday night's main event. But, you know, he also learned the trade and all the tricks in the book from not only Triple H, but the Nature Boy, the dirtiest player in the history of the sport, as part of Evolution.
We talk about that low road, no finer tutors in history.
Is he gonna go for it?
A roadmap on how to excel on that low road and drop the hammer at the right time against John Cena, who certainly is not going to give up easily in this one.
Yeah, Cena looking for a sleeper now on Orton. Not quite center of the ring. Not sure if John has it all. And now he might. John putting his entire pressure on the body of Randy. Randy's massive frame able to hold John up at least momentarily, but John trying to wrestle him down to the mat.
Yeah, we saw that montage of the history between these two. You can see from the frame alone how much the physique of Randy has changed over the years. Once upon a time, he weighed well off collapse when John Cena was on his back, not here.
Uh-oh,
now he's quite stronger.
And the Viper wrapping himself around John Cena. More like a chin lock applied here. Wrestling John down to the mat, now to one knee.
Randy's done a hell of a job of keeping his ego and his anger intact so far.
Oh, now John turns it around into a sleeper of his own. Now remember, this is Cena's first title defense since he won the championship at WrestleMania.
John had a match since then. Randy Orton now locks up John again. Now John into one of his own.
Well, these two know each other so well.
That back suplex brings both men down in the center of the ring. Again, senior official Chad Patton working this match tonight.
It's going to be incredibly difficult for either one of these two to catch the other by surprise this evening.
You know, Wayne, we talked earlier, no one ever thought that someone would knock off the 16-time world championship record held by Flair. Cena did it. Now people are talking about the fact that nobody's ever going to get to 17. But if Orton's talking about hanging around another 10 years, he may do that.
Yeah, it's only Randy Orton who's in with any form of chance right now, that's for sure.
Shoulder tackle now by Cena. Orton goes down again. And John, and there's that spin slam by Cena. And John Cena's got it where he wants it. Will he give the fans what they want?
Muscle memory for Cena, and hats off to Cena, not even breathing heavy.
Mockingly. And now John with the five-knuckle shuffle across the forehead of Orton.
He's a knob, but he's absolutely capable of tapping into that historical best. And here we go, Joel.
Cena looking for an AA. Orton was able to slip out from behind. Randy down with a clothesline. Now Orton starting to pick up the pace. It is May. It is the final number of months in John Cena's legendary career. He wants to retire as champion. Orton has something to say about it tonight.
We're talking about tapping into historical best. Randy Orton doing what he does like nobody else.
And Cena's in trouble here. He's been in this position before. It's a draping DDT, but Cena, great move. Cena pulling up Orton here. And again, these guys know each other so well, Wade.
Yeah, when you know the
now Cena, look at the SPFU.
Randy blocking it so well. Keep those hands where they are, Randy.
John trying to lock it in, but Randy Orton able to block at least momentarily. John's able to slip it in there, though. He doesn't have all of it. As Orton now trying to drag John to the ropes.
Yeah, Cena desperately trying to rear back and stretch that spine of Randy Orton, but Randy perhaps at this point at least too powerful to allow him to do so.
And John Cena realizing that looks to grab and drag Orton back toward the middle of the ring. Randy creates some space.
We've got to stay away from the heaviest hitters. Here we go again.
And this time now, vintage Randy Orton with a draping DDT. And I think Randy, as he recuperates, may start hearing some voices.
I've tasted that DDT many times.
I think Randy gonna catch him right here.
Went well in the aftermath. Randy shrugging off some pain in that lower back from last year.
Unless Cena gets up somehow.
The Viper is coiled.
Wow, I'm scared he's about to reverse it.
Look for the RKO. Cena blocked. Cena now with Randy up on his shoulders. Turn adjustment. Wait a minute. Both men down. Okay.
Well,
figure this out.
Massive amount of effort there from Johnson.
And look at this.
So good
Right there.
We missed it.
Yes.
Speaking of Wyatt 6,
Went for the RKO.
they might be coming back next week, the 23rd. Wyatt's birthday. I saw that I just found that on Twitter before I went live.
The incredible Cena delivering an AA while Randy countered at the same time at the RKO. And
well, Cena smelled victory there, but taking it away at the death is the unrepentant Viper.
It's amazing. So many years of watching these two battle, and it just each and every time, just so blessed to be out here, Wade, to watch these two all-time greats go at each other.
Two of the most iconic professional wrestlers of this millennium.
And you shared the ring with both of them. That's incredible.
Yeah, they rarely had any form of success.
And but watch out.
Rome Lumpy.
Now Randy Orton fires back. Say 17,000 plus have been invested. And not only, oh, wait a minute.
Yeah, Randy kicks out.
Well, that time Randy Orton just had no answer after he was rocked by those massive shots from John Cena. Randy Orton having to dig deep to protect the legacy of not only his family, but his entire industry.
I was going to say 17,000 invested in every move in this match tonight. In fact, they've been invested in every move of every match tonight. And what has been an incredible show. We've had 3 title retentions so far tonight. Cena trying to make it 4. Now, Randy Orton up on his shoulders again, able to use those long arms to hang on to the top rope. And the momentum now. This is wildly seen off the ropes again. There's another shoulder tackle to Randy. Randy,
Called it. Called it.
And John Cena rolling out of harm's way. Randy could not capitalize.
Oh my God, John Cena picking up the pace on this one. Randy Orton with a desperation throw at the RKO.
I caught it right here.
Been taken out of Orton, and he may get a stinger at some point. Trying to get some feeling back in the hands, grabbing the neck. Look at his RKO, so instinctive.
Randy's had
precision.
And wait, he's had neck issues, back issues, shoulder issues his entire career.
25 years at the top, taking on guys like John Cena will do that to your frame. Both of these men, with countless injuries over the years. It's astounding they can still do this at the very top level.
It's been nearly 8.5 years. Oh, wait a minute. The legend killer wants to be the GOAT killer. Look for the punt. John Cena able to counter into another AA. Turpay, hook on the leg. Orton kicks out.
And Orton kicks out again.
Wow, Randy Orton did promise us a couple of weeks ago he was going to connect with a punt to the start of John Cena excitement. Overcommitted, turned his back briefly, and Cena was ready to pounce. But he will do it somehow still. Randy Orton, and looking over at one in the ring, it's keep wiggling those fingers. Well, I have a feeling he's left in there.
Big fight atmosphere, 17,000 plus sold out St. Louis tonight. Our main event at Backlash. Cena, Orton, once again. Perhaps the final time for the undisputed WWE Championship. And now John Cena mocking Randy Orton.
Now John Cena about to do it, bro.
Big smile on his face off the reaction of the WWE fans in Orton's hometown. And now John Cena maybe lining up for a punt of his own. Randy Orton moves out of harm's way. Randy now went for an RKO. Shoved into the official. I'm not sure that was a by Cena. But nonetheless, the official Chad Patton's down.
Yeah, that was a heavy landing for Chad Patton.
And now Chad down. Cena with a third AA delivered to Randy, but John is very well aware there's no official right now.
Yeah, how many times do you see people dive on a pin in that situation? That is 25 years of experience of John Cena, knowing full well he's on a hiding to nothing. But with the referee down,
John is staring down at the title. Remember what happened at WrestleMania when Cody Rhodes wouldn't pull the trigger, wouldn't use the championship.
This is where I think Cody Rhodes gonna come out.
You can't see me. Referee can't see me.
Why?
That was the answer. History.
I gotta hear his theme song about to hit any second. I don't know when, but I just know it's gonna hit.
Wants to retire with that championship and with the referee down. Randy Orton.
But again, there's no official. But the Viper is struck. Cover on John. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, Chad just came to, but not enough. Big Cena kicks out. Randy Orton knew that was his opportunity, and Cena is now really.
Well, a roller coaster. 60 seconds this was, swinging back and forth. Both men looking to be closing in on the win. Randy's in a bad way, but I think John Cena is even worse off of this.
Game over, yep, basically. Haha. No, John Cena, why did you kick? Yeah, he kicked out of that too. He kicked out of everything, basically.
Oh God, you remember that phantom rage that was supposed to be targeted at Kevin Owens? He didn't just dissipate. It's remained and it's been refocused on John Cena.
What are you talking about? This man's had pent-up rage for 25 years.
Travis Scott better not even come out and mess up this match.
Yeah, oh God. I'm seeing it now, Travis.
Oh man, Power went head first.
Somebody get a doctor over here. Chad went head first into the steps.
Like, we don't need Travis Scott. Don't get I like Travis Scott, but we don't need him on here. We don't.
Speak some sense. Getting back in the ring, and that was the moment John Cena capitalized and got straight back into this.
And again, I got to admit something here, Wade. John has been just a step quicker tonight to beat Randy Orton to the punch.
He's got a look on his face. He's loved every second of
Man, stop watching my screen.
And humiliate Randy Orton in his hometown.
Well, he's going to do that if he puts him through his table here.
This is why I think Cody might come out. I don't know if he is, but he might.
A disgusting look, I should say, on the face of Cena. And now John, with Randy Orton up top. Focusing on the announce table now. Randy Orton, though, he's got John on his own. And Randy Orton now. Look at this. Randy. With an A to Cena.
Got him. Even Randy just did the A&A finisher.
John Cena bouncing off the table.
Spine first off this reinforced steel table.
And Randy's talking to himself now, and that's never a good thing.
You might want to get back, Cole. You've already dodged danger once this evening.
Randy, ready to go. Randy now just dragging John Cena up, talking some trash as he's doing it.
This carnage. Referee Chad Patton is down, and I assure you, out. He's not coming back here.
Well, somebody better check on Chad. He's out. We need another official down here. Randy's beat the hell out of Cena. And I don't think he's done yet.
As he should. As Randy should.
Bodies that have been beaten up this evening. Things are about to get even worse. Judging by the actions of Randy Orton, who has found something he likes to look at.
And the fans do as well.
He's got a table. He's got a table.
Randy Orton.
He's setting up the table.
He's setting up a table, Wade. Randy Orton is now setting up a table. I mean, he's already put John into one and through one, and now he's got the hood over our announce table that he's tossing out of harm's way. And he's going to drag John Cena now.
The morality goes out the window. Referee's down. Take your chance. Make this a street fight.
Now John fighting back. Bouncing Randy off the steel steps here.
Yeah, right now in reverse. Yeah, right now about to reverse. I called it. I said right now is about to reverse. Yep, and John Cena got slammed on the table. Again. And he's drinking prime. And he's drinking prime. Prime.
The amount of energy he's exerted this evening, you can't blame him, but John Cena has back to rights at this point. 2 tables he's been through.
But wait, there's a serious problem here. We don't have an official. This has turned into an all-out street fight, an absolute brawl. Referee Chad Patton's been down for a number of minutes. He went head first into steel steps.
Well, we need a contingency plan because this match is continuing.
Well, maybe general manager Pierce should think of sending another official down here. It is awesome, guys, but
it is damn right this is awesome.
The tactic at that point did unlimited damage.
Hell yeah, it is.
Until a referee finally shows up, there's nothing stopping you. Guarantee victory.
And Randy Orton now is coiled and ready to strike.
I didn't see nobody reverse again.
Two now, trying to make it back to his feet. Orton is primed and ready. Randy Orton now. RKO to Cena.
Got him.
Forehead to canvas.
Oh, wait a minute. Look who's coming. Look who's coming. Official Eddie Orengo into the ring. Cena takes it too. Not quite quick enough for Randy Orton. But we got another official in the ring.
Well, the frustration is palpable inside this arena. The hometown boy had it won, but somehow
Randy almost had that too.
After going through 2 tables and tasting an RKO, John Cena refuses to die.
And now as Randy talks to the official, John Cena is stalking him from behind. Oh, the check down shift. Bounced off the face. RKO. The official's down again. Randy Orton's got the damn championship one again. And again, there's no official.
Not the crowd doing the count for him.
And now general manager Nick Aldis from SmackDown and a bunch of officials heading down to the ring, trying to get the official Eddie Orengo to come too.
I'll tell you right now, I've seen many championship shots to the cranium in my time. That was about as hard a hit as I have ever seen. I'm not surprised as this was focused on the referee who's down. And Randy, of course, frustrated. He had this one.
Of course he did. Now he's yelling at Aldis, the general manager.
Get another referee, Nick.
Bro, get another damn referee. Freaking hell, man. Ha! Hey, RKO Nick again. I called that. I know he was going to do that.
There are bodies everywhere. Carnage at the hands of a completely out of his mind Randy Orton.
Bodies everywhere, and now faces ringing in the ears of the sadistic psychopath.
I wonder if the back referee, they're going to get another one. They can't just end the match off and nobody win.
John Cena is defenseless in the corner. Randy Orton is backing up into position. He tried to do this earlier tonight. I mentioned the Legend Killer for many years.
Oh God, Joe, look at it. I know. I see what's going on.
Legend to kill.
What the hell? Where did R-Truth come from? Haha. He RKO R-Truth. I'm done. I know Jordan saw R-Truth was in the ring.
Cena has the championship gold in hand again. Right on the skull of Orton. He gets rid of the evidence.
Joe R-Truth in the ring. I just said that. I knew he said he was in the ring. Randy, please kick out, bro. Of course, and I can't even be mad at it.
I don't even know what to say anymore.
I don't either.
Except the fact that the old John Cena never, in a million years, would have taken a victory like that.
I'm just shocked that R-Truth is in the ring.
Wade, that is what made John Cena special.
Well, you're a reformed fanboy like a lot of people at this point, but this is the most desperate, soulless John Cena we have ever seen. But crucially, that's irrelevant right now. What is relevant is that John Cena is still the champ.
He wants to retire the title, the last real champion in his mind. And I mean,
And this was the second referee who got fouled. Eddie Orango, championship shot to the skull, connecting with a flush RKO. Randy had this one. This was the moment. This place should have gone blue. And Randy should have been the 15th-time world champion.
Now Randy's going to suffer a lot of fines after the carnage he left. And it's his frustration just
RKO party. Anyone in reasonable range, tough one. Our producers, our executives, Jamie Noble face first bouncing off the mat. And this was when Randy Orton lined up the punt, and it should have been executed. That was the kill shot.
I always heard that here. Just saying his long time buddy, I guess. Always a fan of Cena. Although of course with the officials still out, that was delivered the low blow weight, and then it was just a
distraction from Arthur. Open the window for John Cena to do the dastardly, take it as low as you want. And Randy Orton at this point with that championship shot. He's out completely.
John Cena is still champion. Yep. Unfortunately, I thought he would be champion for a while now. Unless Cody come back and take it from him or something.
That was a great match.
You know, he was rumored to come back too. And Cody come out and just hit Cena, it's over. If someone comes out and attacks Cena, it's done.
What I need is competition. And I sure as hell don't need you. Drink it in, St. Louis.
Trying to have it mic you up.
This is what the last real champion
looks like. I know he was going to say that. Where was Cody? That's my question. I kept seeing his name on the list too of people that's going to return.
One of the oldest traditions in sports, the Preakness Stakes, on NBC and Peacock.
I'm not going to stay on and see what Dominic and all the other people had to say on a press conference or something.
What you gonna do with this? But the feeling that no matter what, you're taking care of.
Cody, please come back today and beat the hell out of Cena. Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, where was Cody? I kept seeing his name rumored.
Bonus bets, exclusive offers, real world rewards.
Rumored twice this morning.
Walmart Plus. It's Walmart Plus free delivery. Because cooking food is a lot more fun than shopping for it. It's Walmart Plus an included Paramount Plus subscription to stream Dora, so your daughter can learn Espanol.
I know. Summertime I expected AJ Lee to show up.
You get 25%
I'm just going to keep it at that. Jessica SummerSlam's in Jersey this year. If she's from Jersey, it makes sense.
Basically, it's Walmart plus more ways to save. Walmart Plus. It's Walmart Plus.
This Mother's Day, luxury is how Mom defines it.
I already know Paige is coming back. I already know that. She even said herself she's done with AEW.
Celebrate Mom luxuriously with 20% off store live through Mother's Day.
Did you pick this out? Maybe. Come here, you.
Only at Jared Jewelers.
I used to be a hitman for my brother.
I thought you'd be scary.
You can escape this life. I'm never coming back.
Love Bird streaming now on Peacock.
This is what you can buy for $10 at KFC $10 Tuesdays. And this is what you can buy for $10 at a coffee shop.
This is coffee.
I know. It was expensive.
Get more bang for your bucket at KFC. 8 pieces of original recipe fried chicken or 8 tenders for just $10.
Hilton is bringing you more new ways to stay than ever before. With all new places, there's all new experiences to enjoy. Hilton for the stay.
We have a dangerous threat.
Get your tickets now.
He escaped.
He's not from our world, but he's making himself right at home.
Look, I got a dog.
You sure that's a dog?
Yeah.
Run.
Agent Cobra Bubbles, we have a blue dog to get you.
Lilo and Stitch.
I'm gonna give you to 3 Stitch. Why?
Rated PG, May 23rd. Get tickets now.
You know what's crazy? We're eating breakfast and none of us are morning people.
I blame it on the bacon.
I concur.
Cheers. Concur.
I know, right?
Sounds good in my mouth. Concur.
I read it in a book.
Word of the day.
I concur. I concur. We are live inside Enterprise Center here in St. Louis. John Cena has retained the undisputed WWE Championship. He did not do it with what I would call class, but he remains champion after a chaotic match against Randy Orton. You know, we came into Backlash, guys, talking about one last time. I knew it would be a hectic match. I knew it would be competitive. I knew it would be emotional and violent. I don't know if I expected what we just saw. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Backlash post show. Jackie Redden alongside Peter Rosenberg and Big E. Randy Orton all but had his 15th world title won. I mean, the crowd chanted to 12, my dudes. 12. He had it won. What he did not have was a referee to make it official.
If we only had 4 or 5 more referees readily available, we could have a new champ. But I mean, Orton did everything. He got the opportunity. You said John Cena didn't do it class. That's not what this run has been about.
No, not at all. I didn't think that we'd see Dwayne. I thought maybe we'd see Travis, but turns out there was another rapper that we didn't account for, R-Truth. And yeah, I don't think that John Cena at this point in his career can get it done without the shenanigans, without the rap bumps, without
the low blows,
the rappers, the low blows. But this formula is working for him, and he is leaving St. Louis for the very last time as world champion.
If John Cena has one fan left, R-Truth is him. Evidently helping John Cena retain the championship. Let's go to the highlights because there was a lot that happened in this match. I mean, Randy Orton took a lot of attitude adjustments. He delivered a lot of attitude adjustments. There was RKOs. Guys, we're watching the beginning of this match. You know, John Cena, a very different version of him that I'm still not used to, even though it's been a couple of months. But through this match, did you start to think, as things got more and more out of hand, that maybe Randy Orton could find a way to get this done?
Honestly, it felt the opposite for me. Like, it seemed like as the match went on, Orton kept getting these opportunities, but always at the most inopportune times. And I just thought, I know how this ends. And it's with dirty work from John Cena. And I can't believe, as you see, Orton delivering one of the RKOs to Cena. I can't believe, that's the John Cena we're talking about now. But that's who this man is.
That's where he is at the stage of his career. If we had a clean match, I thought Randy had this in the bag. Seeing the way the people at his hometown of St. Louis supported him, they were behind him. He seemed buoyed by that. And look, I feel like we got to see something that Michael Cole loves to call vintage Randy Orton. We saw the stomp. We saw the setup for the punt kick. We saw Randy at his prime, and it felt very much like a blast of 15, 20 years ago. But unfortunately, Randy, as good as he looked, wasn't able to get it done tonight.
And give my man Eddie Rango his props, by the way. That run to the ring, he almost was there in time.
He's an athlete.
He's an athlete, but it was not in time. And there it is again. Is this the time when they counted?
They counted to 12. I counted with them. I wrote it down so I wouldn't mess it up. The crowd counts to 12. It's not enough. You know, WWE security and staff come out to try to get things under control. And listen, Randy Orton is not a man you control. That's the thing.
Here's my favorite one, Hurricane. Boom!
Poor Hurricane.
Davari, everybody's catching
It
one.
was raining down RKOs here inside Enterprise.
Time raining down RKO.
Not a thing. And Randy was on fire right now. I thought he was going to
I
really
honestly
bully
thought
the crowd,
maybe.
and I did not expect this moment where R-Truth slides in and stops Randy.
Pleading with him. Pleading. RKO.
Deserved, though. Very much
Deserved and not particularly out of nowhere.
No, yeah, exactly. That was more right in your face,
Yes.
more so than out of nowhere.
And then here comes the low blow, unfortunately.
And
That really
listen,
comes
we could argue that at this stage in their careers, physically, Randy Orton is the better wrestler than John Cena right now.
I agree.
But it didn't matter. It didn't matter. That title to the head will do it every single time. And of course, that's right when Jack Patton comes to, and you know what's next.
Yes, you do. It is. The 1 to the 2 to the 3. Randy Orton defeated by John Cena in his hometown. We talked on the pre-show about the history between these two superstars and how weird it is to be living in a time where John Cena is facing Randy Orton. Randy Orton's being cheered. John Cena's being booed. Like, I don't know that I ever thought I would see the day where that happened, but there it is. John Cena with his 17 world titles, the most in WWE history, but Randy Orton is right behind him, nipping at his heels with 14. He could have had his 15th tonight, and I think in the minds of most, probably deserved it.
No, he absolutely did. I thought he had a stellar performance. I thought he looked sharp. We saw the Randy Orton that we know and love with the stomps, with the attempted punt kick. Randy looked incredible. He looked in amazing shape as well. But unfortunately, once again, when you have all these things thrown your way, and look, obviously, R-Truth is on record for saying he's a big John Cena fan. He grew up watching him somehow, despite being older than John. Not sure how that math works. But I also know the kinship between Randy and R-Truth. There's a real brotherhood as well. So I can't imagine how Randy felt in that moment.
I want to ask you guys a question, and it's a hard one to ask when you look at the entire career of John Cena, right? Because for a long time, he really did stand for hustle, loyalty, and respect. He was the definition of a great role model, a great WWE superstar, someone that kids can look up to. You look at what he's done, not just tonight to defeat Randy Orton, but over the last couple of months to make history, to really officially cement himself as the greatest of all time. How much do his tactics, for you, just personally, tarnish some of his legacy and the way that you will look back at John Cena and his reign?
Well, it's not pretty to say this.
It's a hard question, right?
Well, especially because of my answer. I think it helps the legacy of John Cena.
What?
Because I wanted to see the full range of John Cena. I am one of those people who at times had a little let's go Cena. Cena sucks. You know what I mean? I did have the period of Super Cena where I was like, I want to see a different version of this guy. Now, did I think he would become this dastardly and like literally do anything? No, I didn't. But the proof is in the pudding. We just showed a list of some of the greatest names ever. Okay? Ric Flair, Triple H, Randy Orton, Hulk Hogan. The name on top is John Cena.
But you don't think he could have gotten there by continuing to be what he's been for 2 decades?
Jackie, was it working for the last 5 years? The man hadn't had a singles win in how long?
No, what would you say, 6 years at one point? It was incredible. Look, we're talking about a guy who has losses at WrestleMania. He lost to Austin Theory. He lost to Solo Sikoa. Like you said, we haven't seen him win a singles, and I'm not taking anything away from those guys. But like you said, the drought had been so long. I think you're right. I think John realized at this point in his career, and look, he's someone who also has so many things, so many plates on his table. He's juggling so much. I'm not sure he's his sharpest. At his age, with his schedule, this is not the sharpest version of John Cena, and I think he realized that. I think he saw that he could use a little help, a little assistance to get the job
So you guys believe that it was a necessary evil, so to speak, to get to the top? It was almost a necessary, because I disagree. I think John Cena and what he has proven over and over again in his career that eventually he could, through hard work and dedication, could have reached the mountaintop without sacrificing.
To Rosenberg's point, when's the last time we saw it?
I know, but that doesn't mean drugs don't last forever.
I know, but
drugs don't last forever.
But the problem is, Jackie, when you get to a certain age, and obviously you're maybe the #1 reporter in the entire NHL, you know this. Most people aren't Alex Ovechkin. Most people aren't hitting LeBron James, 40, 41,
But John
42.
Cena is supposed to be that guy.
But
Like,
he
had
had
to
been.
at the end of his
But
career.
it's also not just the age in this point in his career. But look, this man is shooting Peacemaker. He's shooting movies. We talked about it. He was talked about going, he was in Europe, flying out. He doesn't have the time to dedicate to this. Where Randy has said, I don't care about Hollywood. I don't care about being elsewhere. This is my craft. This is what I focus on. I'm in the gym. I am wrestling weekly. This is a very sharp version of Randy Orton. John Cena has way too many distractions. This is not his only thing right now, and I think he understands that.
All right. Well, we can talk about John Cena's legacy all we want until his career is officially done and we can look at it in hindsight. You never really know how we'll feel in 10, 15 years. And it might be Randy Orton at the top of that list in a few years if he continues to wrestle for as long as he says that he wants to. But it was not his night tonight. By the way, we are going to bring you to the press conference as it begins. We will hear from Triple H. We'll get to Big E's 5 counts on the night. Lots to come. Byron Saxton is backstage. We'll check in with him as well. But the main event, not, of course, the only match on tonight's card. We also had Pat McAfee walking into the ring with one of the most dominant superstars we've ever seen in WWE, in the ring general, Gunther. And Pat McAfee doing this in honor of his best friend, Michael Cole.
Look, I was surprised by this. Seeing Cole get up, I think the fans were solely behind him. This was really a performance about heart from Pat, seeing him dig in time and time again. So many times during this match, I thought he was going to tap out. You see the elbows here as Gunther is staring Cole in the face.
Let me ask you a question, though. Was this about Pat McAfee's toughness, or was Gunther sort of toying with Pat McAfee, or is it somewhere in the middle?
I think it's a bit of both. This was not the sharpest Gunther we've seen. I thought he could stroll in here and easily hand Pat a butt whooping of his lifetime, an ass whooping of his lifetime, and that would be that. I don't think he took Pat as seriously as he should have.
Can you believe Michael Cole, though, hitting the Bobby Heenan-like grab the foot? I never thought I'd see that.
I didn't expect that either.
Well, listen, what we can say about Pat McAfee is got a lot of respect for him sticking up for his friend Michael Cole, the way that he did tonight, and having the guts just to step into the ring with someone like Gunther, I think takes a lot. You can see Michael Cole. I only laugh because that's going to be a meme probably for a very long time, but.
Yeah, he may have felt somewhat responsible also for what was happening to Pat.
Yeah, he mentioned it a few times on commentary, right? Like, Pat's in this situation in large part because of me. But let's go backstage to Byron Saxton with an update on Pat McAfee.
Yeah, guys, when we found out Pat McAfee was going one-on-one with Gunther, the former world heavyweight champion, one of the most dominant superstars in WWE, we didn't expect a positive outcome for Pat. But what we saw in that ring was a man full of grit and heart who held his own against the ring general. Now, I spoke to Pat very briefly. He was getting tended to by our medical staff. He wasn't in great shape, but he kept saying, I'm good. I'm good. And let's not get it twisted. It wasn't because he was good physically, but he was good here, and he was good here. Because Pat knew this wasn't about going out there and pinning the shoulders of Gunther. It was about teaching Gunther that you can't just go pushing around or bullying whoever you want. And at the end of that match, for Gunther to kind of give Pat that nod of respect, that's all he wanted. So, yes, the record books will say Backlash 2025, Gunther defeated Pat McAfee. But honestly, Pat McAfee feels like he won tonight because he earned the respect of the ring general.
Byron, thank you so much. I'll turn to you, right, as a member of the WWE locker room for a long time. We talk about this not being about, we hear Byron talk about this not being about pinning Gunther for Pat McAfee. It's about proving a point. How much respect does someone like Pat McAfee gain inside the WWE locker room with guys who actually wrestle in that ring night in and night out for doing what he did tonight?
I think Pat has earned a lot of respect, not just tonight, but over the years. He's someone who has stepped in the ring. This is not easy. And I think sometimes you get people from outside who come in and they don't give it their all. They're just here for a paycheck, and that's very clear. I think Pat's passion is very evident. And when you see someone like putting your body on the line, what we do, obviously, as I know, comes with some very real risk. And if you're going to be in the ring with someone like Gunther, you are truly putting your body on the line. It's something I mentioned many times in the pre-show and the countdown earlier.
I talked about the fact that like I was seriously worried for Pat. I was worried. You know, he has a wife, he has a young daughter, he has so many other things going on, and it's like, and being in the ring with someone like Gunther, you don't know if you're going to walk out in good condition. And Pat, unfortunately, he lost the match, but fortunately, he was able to walk out in one piece. And I think the fact that he gave his all, the fact that he was in there with Gunther and didn't quit when he could have quit there were so many opportunities where he had an out that he easily could have taken, and he didn't.
No, listen, I had the exact same thought. You know, I have a new daughter. Pat has a young daughter. Listen, he won't have a great day tomorrow, but he'll get to see his wife and his daughter and celebrate Mother's Day. Even if he's laid up a little bit and is getting iced, he survived the night. As much as the respect from Gunther matters, I think for Pat, it was about defending his friend's honor and, frankly, making it home to his family, which is all you can hope to do with a guy like Gunther.
And if you're just joining us, we just heard from Byron Saxton. He did speak to Pat McAfee. Pat McAfee's quote was, "I'm good." I think more mentally than physically. No word yet on if Pat McAfee will be on commentary on Monday Night Raw or not. I guess we'll wait to find out if he will be good enough to join Michael Cole on commentary in Louisville on Monday. All right, elsewhere, Jacob Fatu retains the United States Championship
You know what I mean?
in a fatal four-way match. He got by with a little help, though I don't think he wanted it, guys.
Not at all. We saw the debut of a man, what's referred to as Jeff Cobb. Not entirely sure of what he'll be referred to now, but also we saw, like we alluded to on the pre-show, would Damian and the rivalry with Drew, would that interfere with your ability to win this match? And it did. It was a distraction.
Clearly, Drew was very, Damian was very focused on Drew. And obviously, you see LA Knight getting the short end of the stick here. Solo Sikoa. This is what's going to be interesting as you see Jeff Cobb. This is what's going to be interesting. Solo Sikoa clearly made a decision about how he wanted things to go. And you could see that Jacob Fatu was not pleased. He took advantage. He did what he had to do. He scored the pin. But he did not want to do it that way.
No, and we heard from Jacob Fatu on SmackDown, right? Him and Solo Sikoa had a conversation. What's the game plan? Jacob Fatu was very animated and very clear. The only play I want to make is I'm going to walk some dogs tomorrow. I'm all gas, no brakes. That's my play. That's all I need. Clearly, to your point, Rosenberg, Solo Sikoa went and made other plans, seemingly without informing Jacob Fatu. But regardless of how this came to be, he does retain the United States Championship in a fatal four-way match.
Look at that.
LA Knight. But this is where the confusion comes into play. Jacob Fatu looks confused. He looks like he's not quite sure what he makes of it just yet. But it's very clear that Solo Sikoa knew exactly what he was doing, bringing someone else into the fold. So Jacob Fatu, still our United States champion. He has been champion for 21 days. We're about to hear from him in the press conference. I'll be curious to see what he has to say about Solo Sikoa's decisions going into this match. Here he is.
Let's welcome the winner of the fatal four-way match tonight at Backlash and still United States champion, Jacob Fatu. We're going to start off with our first question for Jacob, right-hand side, front row.
Hi, Steve Fall from 10 Count Media. Jacob, congratulations. What were your thoughts on seeing Jeff Cobb come out there? Because it seemed like you didn't really like that.
You seen the look on my face? You seen the look on my face. There's nothing that I could explain. There's nothing I could say, even if I wanted to. So at the end of the day, you know, we're still just trying to figure everything out.
Hi, Alex Lajas from Instinct Culture. Congratulations on retaining your championship, of course, and an amazing show out just tonight in general, hearing the crowd. Have you had any time, especially after WrestleMania and even a little bit tonight, to process how far you've come in your career?
Every day. Every day when I wake up, I'm thankful for it, you know? So it's more than just accomplishing things. I think it ain't how you start, it's how you finish. But just every day, we're taking it day at a time. Day at a time, and to keep it 100, I feel like we ain't even done that yet at the end of the day. So just like what I said last month, I think we're just now getting started.
Left side, fourth row.
DC Hendricks here from Body Slam. Jacob, your first big title defense on the big PLE, your first Backlash. Just want to know what's next for you, man. It's a good start, but what's the next on that?
I think you just got your answer right there. What's next is just like what I said earlier. It's just day at a time with it. You know, I come here aiming for this, just happened organically, but honestly, there's no telling. You know, gentleman here asked about the first question about what happened tonight. I'm just gonna tell you guys all the same thing. You know, you're just gonna have to wait and see, because I can't speak on it. I can't speak on it if I don't know nothing about it. So, been a hell of a ride, but I'm just like what you guys are seeing right now. You know, we're just all gonna have to see how everything rides out at the end of the day.
Last question.
Alicia McPherson here for Fox 2 and St. Louis 11. Question for you, Jacob. You've said you're all gas, no brakes. Is this a speed bump?
Ooh, that was a good one right there. Okay. My whole life has been a speed bump. This is exactly why I say I'm all gas, no brakes with it. And that's a Northern California term, if you guys want to be exact. You know, to be clear, I'm from Northern California. And, you know, like I said, my whole life's been a speed bump. And we just still going. And we got to get in where we fit in at the end of the day. Y'all know what I mean? So overall, thank you guys for having me. Love and respect, all right?
Thank you, Jacob.
So that was Jacob Fatu, who retains the United States Championship tonight after a fatal four-way match that saw him pin LA Knight. It was one of 5 matches on tonight's card here at Backlash in St. Louis. Elsewhere, the Intercontinental Champion, Dominic Mysterio, was in action against Penta. He was able to retain that Intercontinental Championship. He is still holding the IC title, and he's got it with him here on the panel as Dominic Mysterio joins us here on the Backlash post show. Congratulations, Dom, on retaining your Intercontinental Championship. You very quickly, there you go. They needed a cue from Rosenberg. They needed a cue.
Champion is in our midst.
You know, Dom, you very quickly referred to yourself as the best Intercontinental Champion of all